So you have learned about the site analysis, and then for the client one, I will invite the CEO of Magic X, Cynthia Berhad, in UTM, and perhaps I will ask Akmal and Taufik once again for a site visit at Magic X is if it is possible, because Magic X is located inside UTM. So if you can come to UTM and then have a look of what are the what are the current condition of Magic X, so it will going to be good because you can understand whatever program that you need to insert in your building. Okay, and then after you have learned about the site and client, and then you will need to know what are the spaces needed in the building program in a building. Okay, so what is a site analysis? I think you have learned this one from the second year, first semester, and also second semester in your first year. But I am quite worried with the mainstream because you haven't gone to this site yet, right? So the only site you have is only located next to the Pusat Kesihatan UTM. Is it true, Hong? You haven't gone to the site, right?
Yes.
Except for the Pusat Kesihatan, right? The
Ah,
one
yeah.
that we did in our first year. So it's quite a pity you. Um, so I hope this pandemic will over so that you can come to UTM next semester, right? So this is the thing that you have learned before. What is a site analysis? It involves the evaluation of an existing or potential site in relation to the development of the development program, environmental impact on the community, adjacent properties, budget and schedule, environmental constraint, developmental constraint, and opportunities, and a well-executed site analysis form the essential foundation for a cost-effective, environmentally sensitive, and rational approach to project development. Okay, so that's why we need to really understand what it is, how is our site, what is important in our site, and so on, so that you can plan for the future development. If you see the Medini master plan, the plan that is given is already based on the site analysis and site uh, site site inventory, and also the site analysis. So the flow, usually for the site analysis, we will have these three flow. The first one is your site inventory, and then you will have your site analysis, and then after that you will have your site synthesis. Okay, so you have done this one before this. uh you have done, those who are not from JB, you have done the site inventory using the internet online. But for Akmal and Taufik, they have some advantages of having the site inventory in front, um, first hand, because they were there at the site, right? So for site inventory, it is only to identify and record existing condition. And then for site analysis, based on the inventory, you will go to the site analysis and you need to analyze and examine the data. This one is going to be in your board later, right? And then your site synthesis. Site synthesis is related to your action plan. Okay, because after you have got your site analysis, then you want to propose something at this site, so you will need to propose your action plan and also the master plan, and also your individual project later. It is basically based on whatever you have got from this one and this one. Okay, so basically the main flow is the data collection during the site inventory, and then you have the data evaluation and also your design solution. Okay, so this one is your master plan and also your individual proposed building later. So these are the qualities that you need to learn in order for you to complete the site inventory. You need to be very observant during the site visit, site visit, and then be analytical, because you need to propose something after this, and then you need to be very creative in order for you to provide the design solution. Okay, right? And then what is needed for site inventory and analysis, this one you have already gone through this one. I'll see the result after this, basically based on your presentation. Site location, microclimate, topography, natural features, man-made features, views, drainage, and so on. Okay, so okay, this one is the difference between site inventory, site analysis, and site synthesis. Okay, if you can see from here, there are three types of landform: flat, gentle slope, and steep slope. You have this flat. Let's say this one is flat area. Okay, and then you have the another gentle slope over here, and then this one is you have the steep slope. Okay, that one is the inventory because this one is data collection, whatever you see at site, right? And then for the site analysis, it is more on the human activities. Oh, sorry. So analysis basically based on what you see at site, and then you have analyzed that human activities only occur at flat and gentle slope, but not on the steep slope. Okay, so if you can see from here, the the site analysis is the activity is only over here. Nobody is going to use this steep slope. Okay, and they have the parking area over here, and then let's say they have the jogging track and so on. And then for this one is they also have some activities for picnicking and so on, right? Right, and then nobody are using this steep slope. So your site synthesis is to enhance the usage of steep slope area by proposing a skateboarding area. Okay, let's say so what they have proposed is to put a skateboarding area over here. So that one is the design solution, basically based on the site observation and also site analysis. Right, what is what analysis? I think everybody has known about this one. It is strength, weakness, opportunities, and threat. Okay, this one I'm going to see your result after this. I think everybody has at least have some familiarities with this one. Okay, the strength, what is good about that place, what is the weaknesses, what are the things that you can do in order to enhance that place, and also the threat that could harm the potential site, right? Okay, open up your five senses as important tools. You have vision, hearing, smell, taste, touch. Okay, this one is going to be used in your sensory roots, I think. And then you need to learn about what are the activities that that are done by people over there. Okay, you will have the view, vista, light, and then for the hearing you will talk about the sound, noise, the smell. What are the smell that you can smell over there? Is it bad odor? Is it aromatic? Is it smell from the kitchen and so on, right? And then for the taste, usually we don't have this ones, but we can still have, let's say, on the sea water, right? And then for the touch, you will have to talk about the like texture, material, and so on. So those are the important tools in your to provide the design solution. Okay, this one is example of site inventory. I think you can do better than this. This one is only some example, right? And also this one is the site synthesis. Sorry. Okay, this one is site inventory and analysis diagram. So basically based on the site inventory, they also provided the site analysis over here. Let's say for this one, proposed site for recreational development, basically based on whatever they have observed. This one is flat area, okay, very open, let's say with some greeneries. So they propose the site for recreational development. So that is the site analysis and the site synthesis based on this site inventory. Okay, this one is a spatial organization study. This one is already a site synthesis based on the observation and also based on the analysis. So they have provided this synthesis. Okay, this one is also a synthesis plan. They have they need to know where are the major entrance for the pedestrian, major side entrance, buffer zone, where do they put where do uh, where do they need to put the spaces that's supposed to be the buffer zone. Okay, this one they have proposed the parking area, potential future nodes and so on, right? So basically this one is also the design solution. Okay, this one is after that, after you have done the 3 steps, and then you need to propose the basic plan. So this one is becoming more technical and so on. And then you need to know how to respond to the context. Let's say for this one, they have the slope area over here. So this one is on the slope, right? So they need to synthesize whether they want to put it on the slope, or they can just cut some of the slope, and then they put the building over here. And then another one, they also can put it over the slope, and then they put the column over here. So the building is on the slope, and then it is still on the slope, right? So you need to consider the best solution for your proposed building later, right? And then you need to know the building setback, put building on the high ground, and then how do you put basically perpendicular to the contours. Let's say if you have a site which have contours, so how do you control your buildings to be in every contours and so on. Okay, use a view feature, so how your building can view the landscaping. Let's say use trees as buffer, so trees can also be a buffer, and also it can be a view. So those are the things that you need to know in order to propose a good building after this. Okay, now, all right. After you have completed your site synthesis, then you need to put your design. You need to think of design metric and bubble diagram after that. All right, and then this one is this is metric. I think you still remember this one. Okay, this one is the first step when you want to build up your when you want to propose your building later. Okay, why I'm showing you this one, although you are not in your project 2 yet, because while you are doing your site analysis, you need to also imagine what are the proposed building that you will have after this after this. Okay, while you are doing your site synthesis, so at least you have some imaginary things in your mind, okay, in order to fulfill your building program later. Okay, and then it will become spatial planning diagram. And then this one, how do you propose your design metric at site? Okay, and then this one is how do you consider where do you want to put the entrance. Let's say this one, you want to put the entrance over here because this one is the greeneries, and then you want to have the picture room uh, to have the frontage of this landscaping, let's say. And also this yard, what are they uh, heading to, or if you are here, what are the things that you can see from the yard. Okay, so you need to think of your proposed building while you are doing your site analysis. Okay, providing solution. Okay, this one is going to be after this. Okay, and also your sectional spatial planning diagram. Okay, instead of just only focus on the plan, ground floor plan, you also need to know how your sectional section will look like, right? Let's say your site is located somewhere between next to a high-rise building. So you need to know how do you want to get the best view from your 2-story building height, let's say. So you need to know what are the things that you can see from different story and so on. Okay. Okay, this one is another example. If you can see how they locate their buildings in order for them to have the nice view uh, for the building. Let's say for the first one, when they put the building over here on the slope, they will only see the views over here, and this one is blocked by the trees. But also they can have the trees, the view, okay? And then for this one, if they put the building over here, they only can see from here. right? And if you put the building over here, you can only see the views over here. So what they propose is something like this one, so that they can have a nice view over here, and also it is facing the trees and it is shaded by trees over there. Okay, so the proposed solution is it is a dual solution, because you can get the views and also you can get the shaded area, okay, to be covered by the trees and so on. All right, this one is how do you respond to the site, and then how do you propose the ground floor plan. Okay, this one is only an example of how they respect a tree. Okay, is this one is the first in the world to make a tree growing in distance of its stadium and official supporter. Okay, if you can see from here, they have a big tree over here, okay, at the stadium, and then they remain the tree, so that this tree is becoming their main supporter. All right, so okay, that's it. Because that one is only a revision, so nature is always the best teacher. So when you do your site planning after this, please respect the nature. Okay, and then I understand that your site is not located somewhere around a very greenery area. So okay, let's see after this what you are going to present, right? And then I think I have one more. Sorry. Okay, this one is only just an information on your context study and site analysis. Where do you have two things to be studied about, right? So you will have, if you can see from here, you will have your macro site, and also you have micro site. Okay, so your macro site analysis will cover everything, the surrounding suburbs and so on. Okay, it's really going to be something like this one, and then your microsite is going to be at our own specific site plan. Okay, proposed site. um so okay, I think that's all from me. That one is only some revision for you guys, so that you will remember whatever you have learned from your first year. Okay, all right, can we have the presentation? Who are going to start the presentation?
Ya, saya doktor.
Betul, Andika. So I'll start sharing. Do you have any question regarding this one, the site synthesis and site analysis? No? Okay, good. So, all right. So let's see what you have done for this one. So I have my set list over here, basically based on the previous seniors work. Okay, I'll just tick whatever you have done and whatever you are missing. Okay, you can start presenting now. Siapa tadi? Andika kan?
Ya, doktor. Sekejap.
Okay.
So, everyone can see my screen.
Yes.
Yes.
Assalamualaikum and very good evening. So today, me and Mizan will presenting site inventory.
Sorry, Andika. So I want everybody to pay your attention very okay. And then please ask question, because this one is for you. And then you will bring all this information to your project to later. Okay.
Okay,
All right.
so we will presenting about ada location, history, legal and authority, and size and zoning. So for the location plan, this is the this was first this is the key plan. As you can see, this is the plan of the whole Iskandar Putri.
Where's the key plan? Key plan, I think you need to put the Johor Bahru punya ni. The whole Johor
Johor
Bahru
Bahru,
punya.
not the Iskandar Putri ni.
Sekejap, yang location plan ni you tunjuk di Iskandar Puteri, right?
Ya, tak, key plan, ni key plan.
Okay, okay, okay.
Ni key plan.
Okay, key
And
plan
the,
you can, okay, you can put this overall Iskandar Puteri punya map. Okay?
next, this is the location plan. The red one is our purpose site. And
How do you indicate this one? Is it because it is a zone D in overall?
indicate maksud doktor macam mana nak buat location plan ni?
Mm. I
Oh,
mean, radius dia tu, how do you put the radius tu? Maksudnya dia adalah zone D kan?
tak semua masuk.
I think what you can do is for the location plan, you can include the zone D punya plan.
The whole zone di punya plan tu.
So dia akan jadi yang location. So we know that it is located at zone D. Macam
Oh,
ni dia
sebab,
nak
sebab
sebut.
saya ambil apa makro plan tu saya ambil daripada apa site kita kat tengah. So
Tapi
saya
kalau
ambil
boleh kita nak tengok the whole development of zone D, sebab zone D tu dia dah ada dia punya future plan is for the youth and entertainment kan. So it's better you indicate the zone D itself. Sebab the zone D tu dia punya future planning dia tu lain daripada zone lain.
oh
Okay. So you might put that it is location plan, lepas tu dalam kurungan zone D.
oh,
Okay.
next
Alright.
this is the micro
Okay,
plan.
this one is site plan. You just put it as site plan.
Site plan.
Okay,
Sebab
and
kalau
then
ni site, oh
mikro tu memang dah masuk dalam site plan.
okay, faham.
Okay, itu
So
masuk
tak
site
payah
plan.
ni, so ni tak payah lah.
Ni tak payah apa? Ni
Yang
site
ni,
plan kan?
ni site plan.
Ni site plan lah. Buat
Sebab
yang ni. Setback you ikut yang IRDA kan? IRDA
saya
1266, betul?
tapi ada macam daripada Workbase lain ada kata yang boleh 66 je semua.
Dia ikut yang mana? Dia ikut
Dia
IRDA
kata,
tak?
dia kata base dia cakap Workbase lain dia kata sebab bangunan kita tak lebih daripada 4 tingkat. Tapi saya tak jumpa
Itu
lagi tapi saya tak jumpa lagi reference tu.
So, kalau dia kata macam tu, you kena tengok requirement dia. Ada tak requirement tu? Dia say that if the building is not exceeded then for 4 stories, baru ikut yang this one. Sebab kita nak betul-betul indicate kita punya setback tu berapa sebenarnya. Sebab usually dia 6 dengan 3 kan. Tapi untuk IRDA, dia propose 12 untuk frontage dengan belakang 6.
Ada saya ada.
Kalau you kata ada requirement tu, you kena buatlah clause sites tu. So this one is taken from IRDA punya development. Let's say the building will not be exceeding than 4 stories. Then you need to propose this setback. Okay?
Oh, yang tu saya tak jumpa. Tapi yang ni saya jumpa lah yang 12 ni.
Itulah. Kalau dia kata Workbase lain cakap macam tu, dia tengok daripada mana?
Dia kata dia apa? Entahlah.
Kena check dengan dia. Kena
Dekat
check dengan dia, tengok yang local punya authority, what is the requirement. Okay, kalau ada, you kena buat dia punya justification tu based on that particular statement. And then benda tu kena letak kat sini. Sebab dia lain daripada the standard punya setback. Okay. Site plan kena ada site plan kena ada scale lah. Site plan kena ada scale. Yang key plan dengan location plan it can be not to scale, but for the site plan you need to put it in scale.
Okay.
Okay.
So next we continue to the history part, which Mizan will continue to present.
Kejap yang tadi tu.
Oh ni,
I
total
think
lupa nak. Total area yang saya dapat ni 46,655 square meter.
ni sama kan dengan yang ARY Live pagi hari tu kan?
Dia
1.07 acre.
yang masa tu dia 1.06, tapi saya dapat ni lebih sikit.
Tak apalah.
Ha.
Halal lah tu. Tapi lagi satu, kejap. I nak conteng ni. Boleh tak dapatkan sini apa? Green area je kan? This one green area kan? Yang sini boleh nampak tak building over here? Kalau you pakai 1 to 500, let's say, if possible, please show the context over here. Kalau sini ada bangunan, tunjuk dekat sini. Kalau tak, it's very empty land. Sebab yang ni kita hanya nampak jalan kan? Solely jalan. Ni apa?
Tu, yang dekat yang masuk simpang tu ada segitiga kat macam ni. Membagi jalan tu, bila masuk sini,
Oh.
ada segitiga tengah tu. Macam tu.
Sini boleh masuk jalan? Sini boleh masuk kereta ke?
Boleh doktor, boleh.
Kenapa kecil sangat? Kenapa kecil lah? Betul tak dia punya scale ni? Sebab I compare dengan this jalan. Okay, let's say this one jalan satu hala kan? This one another way, right? And then for this one ni, you kena check. Betul tak dia punya size ni? I rasa dia terlampau kecil. Tengok scale. Hari tu Taufik ada ambil tak? Taufik atau aku malah ada ambil tak ukuran satu scale tu? Yang cakap ambil let's say this one. You dah scalekan ni kan? So jalan ni betul tak? Yang ni betul tak dia besar ni? Ni. Pembahagi ni betul ke besar ni?
Tak, dia ada 2 lane kat situ. Lepas tu dia sekali dengan bicycle lane. Tapi tape masa tu dekat Reza.
Jadi?
Kita tak ambil ukuran kat situ. Tapi ada 2 lane lah, kiri kanan tu.
Nanti Taufik ni dengan Andika, saya rasa salah ni. Okay, you kena tengok size ni. Size the curb yang over here. Yang ni memang dia tiba-tiba besar Daripada kecil, dia besar Betul?
Tengok kat map macam tu.
Betul Taufik?
Betul. Itu betul.
Okay, betul. Ni pun sama Tapi kenapa curb yang ni dia kecil lagi daripada this one? Ni sama Andika kena check yang ni. Check yang ni. Okay. Alright. And then jalan masuk ke site. Where's the jalan masuk? And then TMB substation tu? Taufik kat mana?
Kat belakang lagi. Dekat-dekat dengan area parking kita.
So tak masuk Di sini?
Ya, dia dah jauh sikit saya rasa. Dia tak termasuk dalam site kita lah.
Okay, kalau dia tak masuk pun, let's say nanti Andika akan buat 1 to 500 kan? And then I want you to include all the, katalah ada TMB substation. Kalau boleh, dia termasuk dalam you punya site plan. So that kita akan nampak access dekat TMB substation, ada parking area over here. Macam tu.
Okay.
Boleh? Sebab dia ada ni, dia jalan masuk and then kalau boleh jalan masuk yang belah ni pun. Tapi dia macam jauh sikit. So, tapi tak apa. You letak dia dalam 1 to 500, boleh masuk tak? All those things. Sebab kita nak tengok access to your site. Sebab nanti bila you buat you punya proposed building, you kena indicate where is your frontage, where is your service area, where is your access to the site and so on lah. Okay, access to the pedestrian and then the vehicle punya access. Right? Okay, Anika boleh?
Okay.
So you kena
Boleh.
you kena tanya Taufik lagi lah untuk site ni, okay? You boleh
Okay.
matchkan dulu dengan Google Map, tapi I think Google Map kalau dia buat tahun 2019, so dia dah ada semua tu sebenarnya. Cuma kita tak tahu benda tu akan masuk ke tak dalam site later. Okay? Okay, okay, next. Macam mana? Boleh tak? Okay. Tak payahlah tolong padam. Kan saya padam dia. Sekejap. Okay.
Okay.
Boleh?
So Mizan will continue present.
Doctor,
Okay. Macam
can you guys hear bunyi ketuk-ketuk ke?
bunyi motor kat rumah saya ni.
Bukan. Ni yang dekat rumah saya. Ketuk pisau bising lah.
Okay, boleh.
Dengar kuat ke dengan slow?
Boleh dengar suara awak. Okay.
Okay, so next slide. Nika. Okay, so untuk history ada improve sikit dalam dia punya story tu. So dalam 1855 tu Temenggung Dain Ibrahim, as you can see at the right side of the blue box tu, tu Temenggung Dain Ibrahim. Dia ni dia relocate the capital city of the now divided kingdom. Maksudnya dulu dia duduk kat Teluk Blangah, dekat Singapura. And then dia pindah ke Tanjung Puteri. Lepas tu dia namakan Tanjung Puteri sebagai Iskandar Puteri. Iskandar Puteri tu now dekat ni lah, dekat Johor punya side. Sebab dia menang Johor punya throne. And then pada tahun 1868, nama Iskandar Puteri ni dia tak bertahan lama. Sebab then anak kepada Temenggung Dain Ibrahim ni, which is Temenggung Abu Bakar ni, dia ganti tempat ayah dia lah. Then dia tukar jadi Johor Baru balik. Iskandar Puteri jadi Johor Baru. So that's how nama Johor dapat lah daripada ni lah anak dia ni. And then pada tahun 1990, antara 1950 dengan 1960, terwujudnya 8 local council, iaitu Majlis Tempatan Kedai, Majlis Tempatan 5 Kedai, Majlis Tempatan Gelang Patah, Majlis Tempatan Kangar Pulai, Tempatan Uluco, Tempatan Ulu Tiram dan Tempatan Kelentong dan juga Tempatan Masai.
So yang this 8 council ni dia mengawal kita punya site tu bawah apa?
Dia mengawal site kita bawah apa? Maksudnya?
Maksudnya dia in general kan, dia bukan specifically dekat kita punya site kan?
Ni just general dekat area dekat area Iskandar Puteri. Dulu belum ada lagi MDJBT. So diorang guna ni dulu, majlis tempatan ni, sebab diorang nak bahagikan. Lepas tu tahun 1978 ni dia dah kecilkan balik local council ni. Daripada 8 jadi 1 je. Jadi Majlis Daerah Johor Bahru Tengah, MDJBT ni.
Okay, let's say katalah 8 council ni kita punya site tu dekat area tu yang tanya tadi, dia dekat area mana sebenarnya? Dia Skudai ke di bawah Gelang Patah?
Oh ni
Kalau Udi Tiram, Plentong, masa ni memang dah jauh kan?
jauh.
So you dah tahu kita punya ni kat mana?
Oh, okay.
Memang dia
So
kena ada 8 ni before they
council ni
merge.
okay. Faham.
Okay, I think
Council
dia
ni saya
Gelang
rasa
Patah.
besar kot. Council ni saya rasa sebelum jadinya Majlis Daerah Johor Bahru Tengah ni saya rasa besar kot.
Okay, so itulah I nak tahu kita punya site tu jatuh daripada majlis yang mana.
Oh, okay, faham.
Okay.
Right.
Alright, and then they merge MBJP,
Dia
MBJPT.
merge.
Okay.
Dia MJBT. Sebab nak mudahkan lagi lah. Daripada besar-besar macam ni susah sikit. Okay, next. Andika.
Oh, dia tak sampai Iskandar Puteri eh? Kita sekarang ni, sebab tu I suruh check. Dia sekarang kita bawa Iskandar Puteri kan? So, dia kena tambah tadi. Bila dia rename as Majlis Bandaraya Iskandar Puteri, I think 2018.
2018. Majlis Bandaraya Iskandar Puteri.
Iskandar Puteri. Sekarang ni dia memang dulu dia Majlis Daerah Johor Bahru Tengah. Okay, ini baru majlis daerah tau. Lepas tu dia ada majlis perbandaran. And then sekarang dia majlis bandaraya Iskandar Puteri. So dia
MBIP
ada berapa? Sekarang MBIP. So sekarang ada a few step.
Ada.
Ada. Okay.
Ada. Lambat lagi ni. Ada berapa page tau ni.
Oh, sambung. Okay, alright. Okay.
Ada. Ni 1993. Halim ni dia propose link untuk daripada Johor ke Singapura macam tu. Lepas tu dia punya experience ni dia dapat dia enable Halim to secure financing from bank. So daripada bank tu dia acquire vast land along with the second link for his ambitious new township which later known as Nusajaya. So Nusajaya ni dekat daerah Iskandar Puteri kot. So Nusajaya ni nama dia diberi oleh former Menteri Besar Johor which is Muhyiddin Yassin. Lepas tu pada tahun 2001 MDJBT ni dia dah dapat dia punya municipal status untuk cover that area lah. Pada tahun 2007 pula Medini Iskandar Malaysia MIM. Dalam MIM ni dia terdiri daripada Iskandar Investment Berhad, dia ada Khazanah Nasional Berhad dan juga dia ada United World Infrastructure. Tiga-tiga orang ni support untuk untuk majukan MIM punya ni cityscape ni. Bukan cityscape. Majukan development kat situ lah. Lepas tu 2008 pula IIB dan juga United World Infrastructure yang tadi atas tadi tu dia orang tubuhkan dua public private partnership dengan Middle Eastern punya ni partner untuk facilitate the development of Medini. Okay, tak apa. Next. Tahun 2013 pula ada lagi company yang join which is Mitsui and CO Ltd. So dia orang memerlukan 20% of the shares of in MIM, maksudnya dia perlukan 20% daripada pendapatan MIM ni untuk support development Medini dalam city infrastructure and juga service. Pada tahun 2014 kita punya Perdana Menteri dia endorse Smart City Iskandar ni dekat Malaysia. So dia punya session ni dekat Global Science and Innovation Advisory Council dekat Kuala Lumpur. And then pada tahun 2016 Nusajaya was renamed to its former prestige name Iskandar Puteri. Maksudnya dulu Nusajaya tu dia tukar jadi Iskandar Puteri by Sultan Ibrahim, current Sultan of Johor. So dekat sinilah tahun 2017 ni MDJBT dah upgrade dia jadi MBIP. As you can see picture at the bottom tu dia dah tukar lah jadi MBIP as now. Okay, next. So pada tahun 2018 MIM dia entrenching the effort to create a holistic city ecosystem conducive to the highest standard of living and working for all. Maksudnya dia orang nak tingkatkan lagi development kat situ. Lepas tu dia orang cakap dalam tahun 2018 tu akan ada 9 high-rise office block expected for completion by the second quarter, but saya tak tahu lah ada ke tak. So for today, tadi MIM ada 3 kan, ada 3 company yang bergabung. So now ada lagi yang gabung, which is Jasmine Eckers, United World Infrastructure ni yang tadi. Lepas tu Mitsui CO ni yang baru join tadi. Tapi Jasmine Eckers ni dia owned by IIB and KNB Khazanah ni. So under the umbrella of Iskandar Investment Berhad, IIB, MIM builds iconic development which contribute to the growth of Medini City, aiming to put it on the map as the new destination in the region. Yeah, so that's it for the history until today about Medini punya development.
Okay. Michan, I think you have a list the apa tu yang development tu. Can you get the future planning and also the current condition at your site? This one is more on the history, right? And then plus the current condition and the future planning. Let's say if you have the future planning, dia ada dia punya plan ke, ada kan?
Ada dekat
Dekat-
volume tu rasanya ada kot.
So dalam master plan tu ada kan? So masukkan yang tu. Maksudnya not only you cover on the history part, you kena ada current condition 2019 ataupun you ambil 2019 tu ambil daripada Google Maps. So you tahu macam yang kita tengok dia punya Google Satellite sekarang kan? Dia ada banyak kosong-kosong lagi. So future planning dia, what are expected to be completed in 2025, let's say. Kan? So you kena masukkan tu juga on the development. Sebab yang ni, kata you kata pada pasal today ni, today is more on the stakeholders. So dia lebih kepada economic ataupun apa tu, economic status, business punya part. Okay, tapi kita sebagai arkitek, kita nak tengok dia punya planning.
Future planning tu lah.
Future planning ataupun dalam bentuk plan, at least ada plan, lepas tu what are the things that they want to propose and something macam tu.
So ni yang expected future punya development lah.
Yang dalam master plan tu.
Alright.
Okay. But I think orang lain tak cover bab tu kan? You yang cover kan? So not only touch on the history lah. You kena ambil sampai dia punya future planning sebab dia dah plan on the smart city.
Maksudnya kita tambah lah. Today lepas tu tambah lagi future planning. Okay.
Yes, today lepas tu ada lagi.
Okay.
Today tu pun not only dia stop sampai 2018. So you ambil yang 2019 yang the current yang you can get from the Google Satellite. Okay. And then the future what expected to be completed after this.
Okay.
Okay. Right.
Okay. Alright.
Bising. Tiba-tiba hujan di sini. Okay.
So for legal and authority ni bahagian saya juga. Tapi ada lah part yang saya tak tahu. Sikit lah. Okay, next. Andika. Nampak. So untuk restriction, kita akan fokus dekat gross floor area untuk Medini punya development. So firstly kita ada link ways. Maksudnya if kita nak build the building, building kita tu kena ada link between the building. So link ni dia mesti ada dekat first story level. Upper level link with that link to building of the same development constitute as gross floor area. Maksudnya benda link ni pun dia masuk kat dalam gross floor area, dalam pengiraan gross floor area. Kalau untuk non gross floor area, kita boleh exclude dia. Tapi dengan syarat the linkway is incorporated as part of the landscaping. B, the structures serve as connection between building. Maksudnya dia jadi structure dalam building tu lah. Upper level linkways can be excluded if A connect to common public areas at upper floor of different development and used strictly for circulation only. So as you can see dekat gambar bawah kanan tu, link ni must be open during normal business operation hours for berhenti pula je dah. So maksudnya link ni dia mesti buka lah untuk hours-hours yang biasa untuk bagi occupants untuk guna link ni. Dia tak boleh rent. Betul. So
Yeah.
next.
That one kalau kita nak consider dia sebagai non gross floor area kan?
Ni untuk syarat untuk jadi non-gross
Hmm.
floor area.
Okay.
Okay, so next. Ika. So dekat sini pula kita akan lebih fokus kepada M&E punya floor, service area, tank dan juga air condition ledges kat dalam kotak merah tu. So untuk M&E floor with headroom dia mesti besar daripada 1.5 meter dan juga ni termasuk dalam gross floor area. The height is measured from the floor to the underside of the upper floor to be included in gross floor area. Oh, silap ada line tak nampak. Lepas tu untuk non-gross floor area pula, M&E floor within 1.5 or less headroom. The height is measured from the floor to the underside of the upper floor. Yang ni saya kurang faham sikit. So untuk service area, kena kira masuk dalam gross floor area. Untuk tank pula, dia tak masuk dalam gross floor area. So untuk air condition ledges kat luar tu, air condition ledges exceeding yang lebih daripada 1 meter wide, maksudnya kalau dekat luar bangunan tu korang letak that box of air condition tu lebih 1 meter, so the entire area is to be computed, maksudnya dia kena kira as gross floor area. So untuk mengelakkan benda ni, air condition ledges tak payah lebih 1 meter lah kalau korang tak nak kira as gross floor area dengan lebih daripada 1 meter. Okay, so next. Walkway. Walkway ni saya baca tapi saya kurang faham. Dan juga gambar ni pun saya tak faham juga dia sebenarnya section ke plan ke ataupun elevation. So confuse sikit lah. Ni saya rasa ni kot refer doktor kot macam mana bab ni yang walkway. Doktor?
Sekejap, saya tak faham. Yang ni untuk pengiraan walkways kan?
Walkway yang
Dia akan indicate macam walkways yang akan dikira sebagai GFA. Yang ni tidak dikira sebagai GFA.
dia mesti 45 degree tu. Saya tak faham saya. Gambar tu confuse.
Apa nanti saya check dulu benda ni?
Alright. Tak ada pada gambar ni. Next. So, next ni pula untuk planter box. Contohnya sebab Madini kan dia more to greenery punya view kan. So building kita nanti kot lah nak letak planter box dekat luar ke, dekat apa dia, apa tu? Kat depan fasad tu fasad. So untuk kalau dia masuk dalam gross floor area, planter box kita tu ada covered dan melebihi 1 meter in width. So kita kena kira GFA. Kalau tak nak kira GFA, dia punya planter box kita tak melebihi daripada 1 meter. So maksudnya jangan buat susah sangat planter box tu. And then the depth must be at least 100 millimeters. So as you can see at the diagram, ni adalah planter box, yang kuning tu planter box. Lepas tu yang line bawah tu yang horizontal tu line pijak maksudnya floor floor. Okay, so next balconies and roof eave. Kalau kita buat covered balconies, kita kena kira JFA dia. Tapi kalau kita buat open balconies, kita tak kira dia punya JFA. Tujuan dia adalah ni untuk promote heat exchange which can reduce the temperature of internal spaces. And then untuk roof garden, contoh kita nak buat roof garden sebab Medini punya development. Kalau kita ada constitute SJFA if it is not accessible to public. Maknanya kalau kita buat roof garden tapi tak boleh diakses oleh orang luar, and then kita kena kira sebagai JFA. Tapi kalau benda tu orang public boleh masuk, then tak payah kira dia punya JFA. Okay. Skip the areas. Atria. Okay, tak ada apa dah untuk ni. Next. Ni untuk plot ratio yang kita bincang tadi, JFA tadi. So gross floor area, untuk kira gross floor area ni dia sama dengan plot ratio darab dengan total area of the building plot. So tengok dekat yang ni lah, highlight kuning tu lah. So hence development in Berdini is based on distribution of gross floor area GFA and its plot ratio. So generally the total gross plot ratio for Berdini is 1.91, which is equivalent to a total floor area bahagi dengan build up area of 187 up to 1 square feet. The definition and the control mechanism between the GFA owners and monitors are as below, yang bawah ni. So inilah kita punya ni apa ni, plot ratio kita 1.91. So next. So untuk future urban development plan ni, macam yang saya cakap, kita akan lebihkan greenery punya view. So untuk ni, for the accessibility, kita lebih fokuskan kepada promoting pedestrian punya mobility. So ini kita akan banyakkan menjalan kaki daripada naik vehicle. So tengok dekat kotak merah tu, to encourage pedestrian walking and choose to abandon the vehicle. So for this to be happen, kita kena banyakkan landscape yang hijau lah berbanding pentingkan vehicle punya road. Okay, so ada banyak lagi vertical control kat situ. Kita ada street wall control, high street edge, commercial lagi, untuk commercial business macam mana, untuk neighborhood edges macam mana vertical control dia, untuk park edges, and then thoroughfare edge. Okay, and then like sini. So dekat sini lah yang pasal greenery hijau ni, yang mementingkan pedestrian, untuk mementingkan orang lebih berjalan kaki daripada menggunakan vehicle. So as you can see at the guideline statement, at the central plaza, kita akan gunakan iconic landscape with stone paving, water features, and juga kita akan ada location untuk art. Kita juga akan menggunakan strong durable material throughout prestige level landscape, and then granite colors may refer to the cool green, greys, and blues of the surrounding. As you can see at the picture, banyak guna green, grey, and then untuk mewujudkan kontras, takkan guna warna lain. Contohnya macam dekat bulat tu, kita guna warna orange.
Okay, tapi yang ni spesifik untuk Central Plaza.
Kalau ikut sini dia mention Central Plaza, tapi dekat nama atas tu dia kata propose Central Plaza in Zone B. So Zone B, kita masuk Zone B kan kalau ikut.
Tapi I think yang master planning yang diberi itu memang untuk Zone B kan kebanyakannya.
Ni memang untuk
So
Zone B.
tapi you can use the same for the Zone D. Okay. Lagi satu, when you talk about the greeneries that need to be inserted in your area, ada tak dimension yang kaitan dia dengan IRDA punya development yang letak setback 12 dekat frontage tadi tu?
Oh tu
Ada jumpa tak?
tak ada jumpa lagi.
Nanti kena kaitkan. So because somehow rather dia punya IRDA punya requirement tu dia lebih kepada nak banyakkan greeneries. So that's why dengan the future development, tapi usually yang future development dia nak jauhkan daripada jalan tu sebab nanti akan ada future punya planning nak besarkan jalan and so on. Tapi for this time being dia lebih kepada greeneries saya rasa. So kalau you boleh jumpa yang statement yang mengaitkan antara dia punya why the setback is so big, because they want to cater the green development tu, yang tu okey lah kalau boleh masuk dia.
Yang tu saya rasa ada jumpa dekat part saya nanti.
Nanti Nika kalau ada just masukkan dalam you punya presentation board.
Ah,
Betul?
okay.
Right.
Okay. Nice. Okay, next. Ini contoh-contoh ini lah, contoh-contoh pokok soundscape yang akan digunakan untuk landscape tadi, sebelum tadi page tadi. So untuk plant material kat dalam guideline statement tu, wherever possible, vegetation native to the region should be utilized. This is especially true for the hilltop park, which should be planned in the context of the native lowland forest. Lepas tu ada planting size should be used to enhance the pedestrian scale of public space.
Ini masuk dalam legal ke masuk dalam landscaping?
Dia sambung dengan landscaping tadi.
I mean nanti akan ada group yang buat landscape kan?
Oh ada. Okay.
So can it be masukkan dalam tu? Siapa buat landscape?
Doktor, saya buat nature pictures. Kan
Nature features. Siapa ni? Afina? Okay.
Afina.
Afina, I think this one can be used for your introduction. Maksudnya, what are the proposed landscape for that area? Lepas tu, apa yang you existing landscape yang ada kat situ? Sebab all the landscaping tu memang propose basically based on this legal punya requirement set up by Medini kan? Maksudnya dia ada landscape architect to propose all these things. Dia bukan naturally grown dekat this area. Maksudnya dia memang propose landscape architect to put all this landscaping. So, kalau boleh yang ni kita alihkan dalam presentation board untuk natural features.
Okay.
Okay, Minjan?
Okay.
Right.
Okay, so next. Next dulu. Okay, so parking tak ikut. Ini banyak sangat.
Parking tak apa. Yang ni parking, this one is only guideline for you guys to propose for your individual building later.
Oh, so nanti boleh refer yang ni lah.
Ataupun let's say untuk master plan, action plan you nak buat parking kan untuk disable. So you boleh, lepas ni you kena ambil daripada sini lah. Okay, tak apa, tak payah present. Next.
Okay, next. Parking juga
Sama
next.
kan? Yang ni lebih kepada dia punya apa tu, measurement kan, dimension and so on.
Orientation apa semua. Okay.
Okay.
Next. Ni macam ni juga ada kaitan juga dengan design building kalau next to the road lah. So kalau kita next to the road kan, tak nampak lah, ya Allah. Kita tengok yang belah kanan ni, yang ada building, lepas tu ada building. So yang hijau tu, green shaded area indicate canvas. So kalau kita nak buat tepi building kita, tepi road, it must have canvas. Lepas tu dekat canvas tu, kalau mengikut guideline statement yang belah kanan ni, dia mesti canvas tu mesti dipersetujui oleh Medini. Maksudnya kalau design canvas tu tak cantik, Medini cakap tak boleh guna. Lagi satu, canvas tu dia mesti ada kaitan dengan konteks Medini punya development, mesti berkait lah. So kalau ungu tu pula, purple shaded indicate signage located above the awning. So tujuan dia letak awning ni adalah nak bagi orang yang dekat jalan tu, contoh berjalan kaki dengan orang naik motor, dia orang boleh nampak awning ni, dia orang boleh nampak logo kedai, contoh Shin Futang. So orang naik motor boleh nampak, oh ni shift hutang sebab nampak dekat awning ni. So tu juga guideline kalau ada building tepi road. And then pink ni adalah pintu, kita kena guna double volume glass punya sebab nak visible dalam, nampak dalam dengan luar macam tu lah. And then kuning ni pula untuk apa ni, pejalan kaki, maksudnya ni area-area untuk walking lah. Lepas tu biru tu untuk letak macam kafe luar ke.
But this one is only for the shops, right?
This only refer to the shop lah, tapi
Okay,
mungkin nak
okay.
buat,
Let's
dia nak buat
say,
design.
cuma after this, kalau you propose a building, macam you buat Magic X tu with, dia macam mixed usage kan? And then you want to propose to put some shops dekat external punya area tu, yang tu baru ikut yang this one.
Betul lah.
Okay.
Okay. So, okay, next. Habis. Thank you guys sebab dengar.
So I will continue with
Okay.
size and zoning.
Hmm.
So basically, the Medini is divided into 8 zones, which is zone A, B, C, D, E, and F, and our site is located at zone D. And zone D is basically untuk retail and creativity industry. And the main components are commercial that include activities such as office, hotel, service apartment, international school, studios, and sports mall. So ni adalah contoh-contoh yang aktiviti program bangunan yang boleh kita propose di bagi zone D lah. So it is suitable lah dengan kita punya building program nanti. Next is about setback. So if you can see, this is our site, and the setback from the road is 12,000, and from the setback from neighbor site is 6,000. And if you can see at the guideline statement here, for setback 12 meter untuk daripada main road ataupun main entrance. So setback tu kena 12 meter. Kalau untuk lot yang ada main road tapi tak ada, bukan main entrance, dia jadi 9 meter setback tu. Kalau setback bahagian lot dengan lot, 6 meter je. And setback untuk low road hierarchy, dia punya setback dia adalah antara 0 meter ataupun tak ada setback ataupun 3 meter. And untuk basement, dia lebih 2 ataupun 3 meter. Boleh tengok contoh sini, as you can see here, untuk basement ni dia boleh lebih sikit daripada boundary setback tu. Okay. Faham kan?
Faham.
So sebab itulah kita punya setback 12 meter dekat bahagian jalan and 6 meter daripada side sebelah. So next, ni okay. Untuk setback tu, okay, so ni adalah bahagian setback tu. So basically Medini dia akan, untuk setback tu dia akan dividekan pada 3 bahagian. First one for the frontage zone. And next is for the pedestrian throughway zone. Nampaknya ni. And the last one is for the furnishing zone. Okay, so sebab tu setback tu.
Tengok yang tadi tak? Okay, let's say yang ni 12 kan? Sorry, ni 12. So dia bagi 3, 4, 4, 4 ke?
tak dekat. Nah, next slide ni ada tinggal contoh.
Okay, right.
Yang ni untuk kalau setback 6 meter, dia akan 4 meter untuk frontage zone dan 2 meter untuk pedestrian two-way zone. And lebih ni dia tak cakap berapa, tapi untuk finishing zone. And untuk 12 meter setback, 6 meter, 6 meter untuk frontage zone, 2 meter untuk property line and 4 meter untuk pedestrian throughway zone. And ini tu untuk finishing zone. And untuk yang tak ada setback, dia terus kepada green park and plaza. So next is permitted activities within setback zone. Ada beberapa contoh ataupun beberapa bangunan building yang boleh diletakkan dekat bahagian setback tu. Yang pertama ialah sidewalk cafe. Next is merchandise displays, street vending or food kiosks, busking and entertainment, and street amenities and fixtures. So this is yang boleh kita letakkan dekat bahagian setback tu lah. Dibenarkan.
Sorry Andika, boleh tak saya tengok yang site plan tadi balik? Site plan.
Ini?
Silap tadi, patutnya kita kena rapat dengan jalan ni. Kena tarik sini. Macam tu. Yang ni tadi macam mana? Macam tu lagi kot. So ambil sampai jalan macam tu. So that nanti you nak buat access tu, dia terus masuk situ. Kita tak, macam ni kan, kita tak ada access ni kan. So you kena ambil yang paling sampai hujung jalan macam tu.
Betul-betul tepi.
Betul-betul view jalan. So that nanti bila you provide ingress dengan egress tu, dia tak makan tanah orang lain lah. Sebab ni memang tanah kita.
So yang dekat bahagian curve ni,
Itulah you guna ukur balik yang ni. Sebab I think yang ni salah ni. Sebab dia kecil sangat kan. Kalau tak, you akan ikut macam tu.
curve ni lah.
Okay. So you tengok balik yang ni. 12. 12 betul lah kan? 12 kan? 12. Sini pun 12. Sebab dia double frontage. Lepas tu yang lain ni 6. Okay. Sebab ARY lain dia tak betul-betul spesifikkan kan? Sekejap saya tengok sekejap. Dia tak betul-betul spesifikkan jalan tu akan jadi macam tu kan? Bentuk site tu macam tu kan? Alright. Kenapa kita jadi macam ni instead of this one? Ada sebab tak?
Tak.
Kenapa dia tak jadi macam ni? Sebenarnya.
Tak tahu.
Taufik, kenapa?
Kurang jelas apa dia?
Taufik, kenapa kita buat macam ni hari tu? Instead of yang macam ni?
Kita ada bincang tu.
Kita tak ada bincang. Ataupun sebab tu saya nak tanya, kenapa kita ambil macam tu, which one is better? Taufik ada di tempat kejadian kan? Which one is better? Ambil sama macam ni ke? Ataupun this one? I think kalau kita punya Magic X tu is for entertainment, untuk bring people to game development and so on kan. Yang ni dia lagi nampak dia punya ni dengan development depan ni. What do you say? Ada apa-apa? Siapa-siapa nak komen? Which one do you prefer? Which one do you prefer? Sebab I think yang ni kita adalah kita buat magic X. Lepas tu kita nak banyak tarik the youth and so on kan. So kita ada Sunway big box over here kan. Betul.
Betul.
Okay. So dia banyak people coming from here. Instead of from here kan. Betul.
Betul.
So which one do you prefer? Sorry, I baru tengok tadi. I baru perasan.
Yang melintang and Dr. Fad propose and baru tukar ni. Sebab
Kan?
at least frontage dia boleh panjang sikit. Dia macam makan.
Saya rasa banyak. Saya better macam ni lah. Tak apa sebab kita tak tengok overall lagi. Lepas ni kita decide balik. Sekarang ni what you are proposing is something yang kuning ni kan. So kita akan decide which one do you want. Yang kuning ataupun yang biru. I tengok more potential dekat yang warna biru ni. Okay? Right.
Maksudnya the access to site dari jalan depan tu, bersiaran Medini 5 tu ke?
Biru. So banyak biru kan? So I think better kita buat yang biru ni. Tak apa. Kita present dulu sampai habis. Lepas tu kita decide semula. Tapi lepas ni Andika kena buat baru lah. Kalau tukar. Okay?
Okay.
Right. Next. Boleh tak? Okay. Sekejap, I padam ya. Okay.
So to continue with the development control, which is the permitted and unpermitted vehicle access. So basically dekat Medini ni dia dah setkan kawasan yang boleh vehicle masuk. So for our site yang dekat merah ni, dekat bahagian bawah ni je. Yang biru ni adalah kawasan yang boleh akses vehicle, boleh akses pusat. So untuk site kita adalah dekat yang biru ni. So
Tu apa? Access. So banyak access
yang
dekat bawah ni kan?
kat bawah ni je.
That's why saya nampak lagi banyak potential bawah tu. Lagi satu, in terms of dia punya presentation, you kena masukkan all the development yang bawah ni. Kita tak nampak dia punya connection dengan neighbouring context. Sebab kita hanya nampak jalan ni kan. Satu jalan, dua jalan. Sebab tu kita tak nampak overall. Let's say kalau you dah masukkan all this thing here, you akan nampak dia punya building over here. So kita nampak pattern of people tu dia coming from mana sebenarnya. Okay? Right.
So lastly, continue with the height restriction. So untuk height restriction, untuk iconic structure allowed to rise beyond the normalized height within the same district, achieve the visual impact and capture the attention as prescribed. So saya tak jumpa lagi spesifik height yang dia kata berapa, cuma dia kata untuk iconic structure dia boleh lebih tinggi daripada structure lain to achieve the visual impact lah. And untuk kira ketinggian building tu, dia dikira daripada ketinggian road hingga bahagian atas sekali bangunan. Okay, I think that's all.
Andika tunjuk ni jap. Tunjuk plan tadi. Okay, yang ni. Ya. Yang mana yang besar sikit? Set plan yang okay. Okay, lepas ni you akan indicate. I think this one kan ke ada jalan, Taufik? Bukan ke ada jalan bicycle? Ada tak?
Mana? Tak
Ni,
nampak.
sini. Yang
Tak
saya
nampak.
cantik ni?
Nampak tak keluar?
Keluar tak?
Tak.
Hai.
Baru keluar.
Okay. Sini bukan ke ada bicycle track? Ada tak, Taufik?
Kalau kat tepi tu ada lah. Tepi divider tu ada track basikal.
Okay. So, you punya side akan ikut betul-betul tepi tu. Tengok. Ada tak? Nanti tengok balik Dia akan
Jap.
ikut macam ni.
Dia ada divider. Dia ada bicycle lane, lepas tu divider, lepas tu dia ada macam buffer sikit, ada rumput, lepas tu baru jumpa pedestrian walk, lepas tu baru side kita.
Oh, banyak lane je lagi lah ni. So,
Hmm.
Anda kena tahu ada bicycle track, lepas tu ada pedestrian lagi sini.
Dia ada macam rumput, lepas tu baru ada jumpa pedestrian walk.
Okay, katalah ada lagi satu. Okay, macam tu kan? Betul?
Hmm.
So, dia punya boundary line tu ikut yang ni. Kalau kata nak buat macam sini pun, ikut yang betul-betul tepi pedestrian walkway tu.
Okay.
Okay. Tapi, kalau kita tukar jadi landscape macam ni pun, you kena pastikan dia punya acre ni jangan lari lah. Okay, bagi ikut yang proposed by wildlife. Cuma kita tukar bentuk dia je. Okay.
Okay.
Alright. Next.
Ada dah. Okay.
Okay.
So any question?
So you guys have used this one kan? Basically you have taken from Andika kan? You put site plan.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yep.
So you tiru semua. Alright. Okay. Okay, tak apa. You present dulu yang tu. Nanti kita akan decide later. Okay. Okay, thank you Mizan and Andika. Can we proceed with the other group?
So I'll proceed with neighborhood context. Untuk neighborhood context ni saya dah buat dalam board dulu sebab saya nak tengok the sizing nanti. Okay, share screen. And then saya macam ada buat a few changes.
You buat dalam board.
PSD
Letak
tu.
Miro ke apa?
Tak. Maksudnya buat PSD.
Okay.
Kan last week kan saya ada buat kan last week kan saya ada buat nearby buildings. Tapi bila macam fikir balik, kalau saya buat landmark dengan notes, dia akan keluarkan info yang sama. Maksudnya macam nearby buildings tu, contohlah saya letak big box ni. Lepas tu nanti dekat landmark pun ada big box yang sama. So macam saya nak tanya Dr. Fad, benda tu macam better saya terus direct pergi dekat the tajuk or saya buat nearby buildings juga?
Neighboring context tu berapa radius dia? Usually.
Okay, so untuk micro, diorang decide 200 meter. And then
Okay.
untuk macro, 1000 meter, which is sampai hujung sini.
Tapi yang landmark tu dia boleh masuk dalam mikro kan? Micro. Sorry.
Macro.
Your landmark tu boleh masuk dalam makro, okay? You punya neighboring context tu is only your micro.
Yang nearby buildings tu just micro. Jadi kiranya
Yang
kalau
betul-betul dekat dengan punya site. Let's say yang opposite the site.
Oh memang betul dekat-dekat lah. Jadi kiranya, okay, nanti ada gambar yang sama pun tak apalah kiranya. Or probably different. Okay,
Tak
perfect.
apa, cuma dia kena ada radius kan? Okay, ini about distance kan? So kita nampak dia punya differences tu dari segi kilometer. How many kilometers from your site?
2, 4, 6, 7. Ni 200, ni 400, ni 600, 800, ni 1000.
Okay, katalah dalam 200 ada apa?
Ada sedikit big box ni. And then ada strap over. Tu je.
Yang tepi ni recreation, tempat recreation macam tu je kan?
Yang ni recreation je.
Apa lagi yang dalam 200 tu?
Tak ada dia dekat dalam
Itu konteks kan?
kecil.
You buat konteks kan? Yang TNB substation tu?
Dekat.
TNB substation.
Yang kecil tu dia bukan yang kecil tu. Dia bukan ada man-made ke? Sekali je.
Dia still konteks, tapi dia bukan landmark, dia bukan.
Dia just
konteks lah, sebagai konteks sahaja.
Okay. Kayaknya letak juga. TNB. Kayaknya ada 3 lah kan? Okay, lepas, okay, tu untuk tu. Jadi kalau untuk landmark pula, macam, okay.
Okay. So let's say lepas ni kena tambah yang ni. Kalau dia ni dah tukar lah. Apa dia? Apa soalan tadi?
Tak. Soalan yang mana? Tak, yang the next soalan ni saya kena zoom out tak?
Oh, sorry.
So, mana?
Kenapa Andika tadi okey je?
Kena keluar balik.
Andika buat macam mana tadi? Elok je.
Dia ada apa tu kan, ada button ke tepi tu kan, ada yang ada pemadam semua tu.
Lepas tu tekan mana?
Tekan yang ada cursor, gambar cursor.
Oh, tekan tu. Oh, okey dah.
Okay.
Baru tu. Lepas tu untuk landmark pula, kan saya macam check Sarawak Box tu tak siap lagi. So saya macam fikir, what if pecahkan, as in like macam book access ni, dia although dia on its own, dia dah still dikenali. Macam dia macam quite famous. Like from like I read through the social media and all the internet, macam book access ni dia macam boleh stand on its own although di dalam big box ni. So big box macam tak siap lagi fully. So if landmark tu I choose like the single building, like the single book access ni okay ke better just ambil the whole big box je?
Tapi you buat dalam tu kan? You buat dalam kurungan tu kan? So okay lah tu. Sebab dia still dalam
Okay lah.
Sunway Big Box.
Okay, so okay.
The only thing yang dah siap yang tu je ke? Atau apa gitu? Book
Tak.
access dengan Energy Park tu?
Yang ni yang landmark dia saya rasa yang ada juga Mr. DIY. Tapi dia macam dalam big box tu. Tapi tu macam landmark juga ke? Macam bukan landmark je. Sebab dia
Sebenarnya
selalu
landmarknya adalah Sunway Big Box tu je.
Expert dia tak sebab dia macam ramai orang suka juga. Oh, so probably kayaknya
Tak apalah, you buat macam tu je. Okay je buat macam tu. Book access dengan Energy Park tu. Tapi
dengan
macam tu. Sunway
lepas
Big
tu
Box.
Sunway X Park Golf driving range dengan X Park Sunway Iskandar. Sebab dia dekat Medini ni kan dekat zone ni kan more like entertainment and lifestyle kan. Macam tu. So
Yang
I
go-kart
think
tu yang mana?
go-kart X Park.
Okay.
Yang ni golf. Ada opposite the X Park dekat sini.
Right.
Ni X Park, ni golf kat sini. Number. Saya buat landmark juga. Okay. And then continue notes. Notes saya ambil NSK. Sebab NSK tu dia first dia dekat corner of dia tu. Of Sunway Big Box. Oh, so nanti saya tambah bracket dia. And then Emerald Boulevard. Boulevard ni sebenarnya dia tak tahu juga. Dia banyak building, banyak kedai tak buka lagi. So ni pun better saya ambil as a kedai or just Emerald Boulevard je itself.
Dia part of shop lot ke?
Dia the whole shop lot ni dia nama dia Emerald Boulevard. Tapi
Okay lah tu.
okay. Lepas tu Sunway Track Oval ni dia saya rasa dia note sebab dekat sini banyak orang naik bicycle semua and dia ada from Google Map dia ada macam road dia untuk pergi dalam Sunway Track Oval ni. So I guess Sunway Track Oval ni pun boleh jadi note. Right. And then untuk future development yang dalam Sunway Big Box which is the Sunway Hotel and Office. Sebab dia still ongoing, dia buka 2021 and then Sunway Great Residences pun dia buka 2021 tapi dia tak buka lagi sekarang, dia tak siap lagi. So this is the future development yang untuk jadi dan sini juga saya dah include kan dia punya architectural style dalam description dia.
Okay, tapi lagi satu
Ke better like have a different asing kan?
I nak kena tengok overall. Macam you buat yang konteks kan, yang macam main nanti ada tak yang tu? Man-made features orang lain kan? So nak kena tengok. You kena tallykan dengan kawan-kawan lain.
Faham. And
Lagi
then
satu, you kena bahagikan current condition dengan future. Maksudnya existing dengan future. So yang
future ni,
landmark node semua ni kan existing kan?
yang
So-
ni existing, yang future ni yang tak ada lagi.
So perhaps dia macam mana you bahagikan siap-siap. Yang landmark dengan nodes dalam existing.
Oh, dia asingkan terus okay.
Existing context and then future development yang something else. So bahagikan betul-betul siap-siap. Okay.
And then nak double check, semua building ni dia kena dalam makro kan? Dalam within makro punya boundary kan? Dia bukan luar pun boleh kan? Maksud, dia kena kat dalam je kan? Nak double check.
Makro.
So,
Makro dengan mikro lah. Maksudnya
dalam tu.
masa I pergi site hari tu, kita dah setuju dia punya radius within 5 kilometers. Yang ni berapa radius dia?
Yang makro,
Yang berapa?
100 meter. 1000 meter.
1000 is only 1 kilometer kan?
So, kena expand lagi ke? Kena suruh Andika besarkan lagi lah map ni kan? Kalau untuk 5 km.
Sebab hari tu yang kita pergi Maiden Anjung Nusajaya tu, dia within 3 kilometers. The reason why kita besarkan, kita expandkan dia punya radius tu is because dekat sini kita tak banyak building.
Betul.
Maksudnya kata let's say 3 kilometer dia boleh masukkan Anjung Nusajaya tu. Anjung Nusajaya tu dia macam commercial area jugalah, ada Maiden and ada shop plots and so on. Just nak tunjukkan tempat tu dia lebih kepada commercial punya area. So,
Okay.
macam yours is only 1 kilometer kan? Boleh je expandkan sikit lagi. Macam you buat Sunway Hotel and Office ni berapa? Sunway Hotel and Office? Oh, dia still Sunway Big
Dia
Box
dekat, di dalam Sunway Big Box.
Sunway Group Residences?
Dekat nombor 2. Dekat sini. Paling jauh is the Emerald tu. Emerald Blue tu paling jauh yang kita ambil for now. Yang 1 kilometer punya radius. So sekarang expand jadi 3 kilometer ke 5 kilometer?
You punya neighbouring context kan?
Neighbouring
context can be expanded. Tapi kalau untuk mikro tu just 1 kilometer. Mikro tu for the man-made dengan nature features. Macam yours, dia boleh expandkan lagi. Sebab you buat konteks. Okay. Tapi untuk siapa yang buat natural features dengan man-made nanti, dia akan ambil radius ni. Okay. Ataupun you bezakan dengan colour. Maksudnya yang 1 meter radius dia colour light. Ni apa ni? Light peach Light peach let's say. Lepas tu another 1 kilometer let's say yang tu kuning. Lepas tu colour apa lagi? So nampak dia punya jarak tu.
Faham.
Okay. Alright.
Colour. Jadi kiranya untuk yang mikro ambil 1 kilometer.
Mikro
Mikro and then makro ambil 5 kilometer. Okay, kena. Okay, and then saya dengan Afina pun ada buat the zoning. Tapi zoning dia based on ada yang Medini punya ni.
Okay, sebab tu saya cakap ada setempat you kena bezakan where's the existing dengan where's the future development.
Faham. Tu nak tanya tu. So dia macam yang ni dia just campur. Yang tak puja lagi pun dia dah tu.
Lagi satu, bila you baca UDA punya planning tu, ada tak dia nyatakan okay by 2020 apa yang dah siap, 2025 apa yang dah siap. So dia punya development tu, phase of development tu kita boleh nampak. For instance, kita tulis macam existing 2021 apa. Ataupun and then in several years, let's say 2023 apa dia
Colour
punya
mana?
betul?
Okay, colour existing future.
You confused sebab sometimes students tend to mix yang future dengan existing. Tapi sekarang kita nak suruh bezakan.
Alright.
Okay.
Jadi tu lah. Lepas tu lagi saya masih silap. Kalau kita actual style ni saya gabungkan dalam dia punya description lah. Kayaknya dia bukan another part. Dia just like sabung. So kalau buat another part, nanti gambar ni macam ulang benda sama. So macam
Boleh
saya rasa
je.
macam better. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, itu untuk yang from what we have untuk neighborhood context. So macam ada confusion sikit. Jadi that's for neighborhood context. And then untuk sensory pun saya dah boleh buat sebab saya nak tengok size. And then, tak ni saya test. Jadi,
Sensory ni yang sensory root tu eh? Yang ada 3
tak.
root tu?
Dia bukan sensory mapping. Ni just like the sensory of the site.
Okay.
Tapi ni akan KIV balik lah kan sebab nanti site ni akan beralih, dia akan pusing. So nanti maybe ada changes. And then first thing sebab from what I tanya diorang cakap noise dengan smell macam tak close to, macam tak ada sangat. So tapi semasa ada tanya if you ada juga cakap yang construction tu bunyi kuat, so macam tak banyak sangat. So saya rasa untuk sensory macam tak banyak sangat, so saya bagi 2. Bawah ni nanti circulation which is part traffic nanti. Sebenarnya dalam satu buat ni share 2 benda. Jadi for now texture kat sini.
Ada.
Nanti saya tambah texture building juga wall dia. Nanti saya tambah texture building juga sebab hari tu macam tak ada lagi dalam tu. Nanti next time dia datang saya minta tu.
Okay.
And then basically it's the same thing and daripada previous, but then just like change gambar dia dengan like the yang betul punya. And then saya bubuh macam description jugalah, like the view macam considered a positive view sebab dia ada high possibility to attract visitors as the view is facing the landmark, which is the Sunway Big Box. So saya akan letak description untuk setiap gambar. Itu macam planning untuk sensory.
Okay.
Tapi nanti akan tambah lagi info pasal texture building, wall, and then noise dengan smell ni sebab hari tu maybe hujan, so maybe tak dapat sangat. Nanti probably the next time diorang pergi maybe dengar aku. So yang tu untuk sensory. So lepas ni man-made daripada Nazu.
You guys tak ada soalan eh? I je tanya.
Hello?
Okay. Dengar.
Okay. Okay, untuk latest update ni saya baru tengok daripada Google Drive yang diorang dah upload tu. So mostly area dalam site je lah. Tapi yang kan tadi Dr. Fat cakap untuk mikro plant tu kan nak besarkan jadi 1 kilometer kan? 1 kilometer. So dalam area 1 kilometer tu pun nak kena tambah all the ni juga kan?
Sekarang ni ada ni je. Mana yang TMB
man-made.
substation tu?
Tekan next.
Ada lagi? Okay. Lagi?
So yang bahagian side sajalah.
Tapi 1 kilometer pun macam besar sangat pula tadi.
Sebab kalau guna mikro yang asal tu okey lah.
Mana yang TMB substation tu? Yang building.
Yang
Tu
tu.
kan? Okay. What else? Parking area. Dekat parking area.
Kanan. Lagi. Tapi ni parking area cuma area untuk overtrack punya. Yang track over tu. Yang bahagian
Dia memang ada.
big
Okay.
box tu lah.
Betul lah tu. Lagi? Tak ada apa dah?
Tak, yang tu je. Yang next mapping yang guna tangan manual and then SWOT. Tu je.
Kejap. Saya kejap.
Okay.
You all tak ada ni macam yang previous seniors tu, dia ada yang neighboring context, dia ada shop lot facing the area, lepas tu dia ada yang manual punya drawing tu.
Oh, yang tu dia ada, dia tulis kat neighbor contacts. Tapi kalau tengok balik, dia like tulis tahun. Kayaknya dia macam 1950 sebab dia maybe dia shop lot. So dia ada dia punya daripada lama sampai baru. Tapi kalau sekarang ni, kalau nak buat macam tu, dia kan bandar baru. So macam,
Tapi ada tak sebenarnya? Dia ada, cuma dia sebab dia baru. Macam tu.
tak, saya rasa dia tak ada. Sebab tengok dari Google Map, dia like 2016 pun dia still hutan. Lepas tu after the next stage tu, dia terus like pembinaan building yang existing sekarang. Dia macam tak ada benda lain tu. Dia terus.
Tapi another thing, dia bukan nak tengok tahun saja. Bila you buat macam ni, dia nampak dia punya skyline, macam mana one building tu dengan another building, how do they connect? For instance, macam you tengok yang lama ni kan, ada dia punya skyline tu lain-lain. Perhaps yang tu ada yang flat roof and then suddenly ada yang buat sloping punya roof.
Oh, faham? Okay.
So, dia bukan nak tengok tahun sahaja. Dia nak tengok dia punya building tu punya look, style and so on lah.
Kalau
So,
yang tu, ambil panjang dia, panjang mana? Dia punya,
dia boleh macam yang dia buat ni, dia macam betul-betul facing that side. For instance, nanti bila you buat you punya own building, how do you react ataupun how do you respond to that existing punya context? Let's say kalau you tengok you punya side, the frontage is facing shop lot which has all this flat roof. So you want to propose something also using the flat roof. Let's say because you want to respond to the existing shop lot.
faham.
Kan? So
Sekejap tengok ada tak gambar. Yang ni.
itu lah cakap
ni.
dia, macam ni kan. Dia nak tunjuk dia punya, you tengok dia punya skyline. Dia ada high rise, lepas tu dia ada building yang lagi
faham.
rendah. So you akan nampak dia punya tu.
Alright.
Tapi ada tak gambar yang dekat ada? Boleh lukis ke? So macam mana?
Tak ada lah pula gambar dekat untuk dapat ladder hole.
Taufik ada tak? Ada tak pergi ambil gambar satu yang kat sini?
Maksudnya gambar satu-satu tu macam mana?
Sebab saya refer dekat yang previous yang senior ni buat. Dia ada buat macam shop lot punya apa tu, dia punya fasad. So kita nampak dia punya skyline tu daripada bangunan yang rendah, medium punya rise to the high rise, let's say. So kita nampak lah dengan dia punya style and colours ke, macam mana the scheme dekat that area. Ada tak gambar yang dalam tu?
Ada pun yang ni lah, gambar daripada drone. Macam boleh nampak lah overall dia punya apa ni, box village tu.
Tak apalah, Hajar tengok dulu macam tu. Boleh tak buat?
Tapi Dr. Fan nak memang elevation lah kan? Ke tak kisah pun like the drawing. Ke better elevation lah kan sebab nak tengok dia punya fasad and
Tapi itulah, ataupun nanti cari dekat Google Image ke, macam you type lah kan, macam you dapat gambar NSK tadi, ada tak gambar yang dia punya frontage? Sebab sometimes yang ni kalau dia adalah mall and so on, dia nak promote dia punya building kan, so perhaps ada dekat Google ke, nanti tengok dulu.
oh jadi kayaknya setiap building ni ambil frontage building ni, ambil frontage building ni, ambil frontage building ni. Boleh cari.
Cari dulu. Okay?
Alright, boleh. Sambung. Lain.
Siapa tu? Nazul punya ni dia combine dengan Hajar. Combine kan? So SWOT analysis yang Hajar.
Dia man-made. Saya neighborhood context.
So SWOT
Lain-lain. Ke dia boleh gabungkan je.
tadi Hajar dah buat SWOT? Tak ingat lah.
Tak lah, saya tak buat lagi. Saya just
takutlah. Okay.
buat lagi. Masih memikirkan.
So everyone kena ada SWOT analysis
Ah,
Okay.
Right. Yang Mijan tadi pun kena ada. Mijan dengan Andika tadi. Dan Hajar pun. Okay, Nazul. Nazul punya sebab dah memang tak ada benda kan.
Yang pasal mikro plan tu. Mikro.
Ataupun kalau Nazul nak buat, you buat macam macam tadi juga dia ada radius macam siapa tadi Hajar buat kan? 200, 400, 600. So within 200 km apa yang ada? Within 400 apa yang ada macam tu.
Okay.
Okay?
Sort balik. Okay.
alright. Lepas tu nature feature daripada Afina. Mana nak tutup?
Alright.
Nampak Doktor nampak.
Nampak?
Okey. Kalau yang part saya bincang dengan budak Workbase Dr. Tengku Intan. Dia pergi site. So ni dia bagi kat saya list pokok-pokok yang ada. Dia macam saya minta tolong dia tengokkan untuk site kita juga sebab takut Taufik dengan aku tak sempat sebab banyak benda nak buat.
Macam mana awak dapat nama-nama pokok ni?
Scan pakai apps. Picture this.
Oh, right.
So dia ada detail-detail. So saya plan macam nak letak detail scientific name dia, lifespan, tu height dia semua. Tapi belum letak kat sini sebab macam banyak sangat. Nanti saya letak dalam board. Tapi ni ada yang saya scan sendiri dari macam gambar-gambar yang dari Akmal dengan Taufik bagi tu. Saya ada scan sendiri dapat pokok ni, 2 pokok ni. Tapi tak sure lah betul ke tak. Nanti saya try scan sekali lagi sebab kadang dia tukar-tukar. Dan mungkin nanti akan tambah lagi sebab belum habis gambar, belum habis saya tengok. Lepas tu yang ni macam pokok-pokok yang ada dalam site. Kan kat situ macam swat samun kan, so banyak jenis pokok. Ni pokok tu, and yang ni pokok-pokok yang diorang tanam dekat atas pembahagi jalan tu. Pokok macam landscaping je. And okay, type of soil. Ini saya macam tak confirm lagi betul ke tak. Sebab saya still confused yang clay ke chalk sebab tengok macam macam clay macam chalk tapi saya letak dulu yang ni. And loam soil ni diorang guna dekat tengah-tengah bagi jalan yang diorang tanam pokok-pokok bunga tu. And then animals. Ini ada yang Taufik dengan Akmal dapat, ada yang group sebelah dapat. So bincang dengan dia. Ni. Dan satu lagi nak tanya doktor, boleh ke macam pakai gambar dari Google? Sebab dia tak ada.
Boleh.
Boleh, okey. Ini saya belum buat sebab macam saya cakap tadi ada yang pokok nak kena tambah lagi. So sebenarnya ni macam nak lukis tapi and
Yang ni you boleh buat dekat apa macam side section tu. Side kita flat je kan? Ataupun side section tu you tunjuk macam dia start daripada road, lepas tu bicycle track, and then pedestrian walkway, lepas tu kita pergi side. Kat side tu ada apa kan dekat ni kan lah lain dekat tengah jalan yang dekat dia punya curb yang pembahagi jalan tu lain pokok dia kan. And then dekat pedestrian walkway pokok lain, and then on side pokok lain. So yang tu beza dia. So kita boleh buat section side section sorry.
Okay. Lepas tu ni SWOT. SWOT ni tak confirm lagi tapi setakat ni ini yang saya dapat. Tak ada dah. Cucu.
Okay. Cuma yang vegetation tadi, you tak tambah lagi kan dia punya description pokok tu untuk apa. Sebab yang tu memang basically based on landscape punya architect. Dia dah pilih pokok-pokok. Lepas tu you kena tambah yang tadi tu, yang legal, yang presented by Mizan.
Nanti saya tambah dekat intro.
So dia introduction yang tu, lepas tu baru dia pergi why do they propose this types of vegetation dekat certain area.
Okay.
Okay. Tak ada apa kot yang tu Alright.
Yes.
Dr. Fan nak tanya kalau macam apa nama dia tu? Skill tu, I mean like map yang side plan yang kita plot-plotkan tu, dia kena ikut skill ke tak? Untuk yang neighborhood context, man-made. Tu semua kena ikut skill ke?
Preferably, you akan ikut scale yang sama. Katalah let's say nanti you akan propose dalam 1AO ke A1 AO kan?
AO.
AO. Katalah AO, Andika buat 1 to 500. Let's say. Lepas tu semua ikut 1 to 500.
Okay, faham?
Semua orang ikut yang sama.
Okay. Alright.
So dia macam dia akan berulang site yang sama, cuma dia punya legend dengan dia punya simbol tu lain-lain lah.
Okay.
Cuma tadilah I kena betulkan yang Andika punya in terms of dia punya site punya boundary line dengan part yang dia nak kena cover. Maksudnya nak kena nampak apa. Let's say kalau you buat macam man-made punya konteks tadi kan. So bila Andika buat tadi, dia tak masukkan bahagian-bahagian yang ada building and so on. So Andika kena cover lagi. Part yang tak nampak tadi tu. Okay.
Okay.
Elevation Nazul kena buat kan? Elevation from Jalan Umpu Puan, elevation from Tapaki into site. Kalau I refer to previous spots. Nazul dengar tak?
Hello? Hello?
Dengar Nazul?
Ada tanya pasal apa elevation tu. Lepas tu kalau tak silap Hajar pas dekat ni kan Hajar? Andika.
Bukan apa. Tapi selalunya kenapa macam location yang macam selalu dia siapkan terus elevation dengan section.
Ya.
Tapi yang Andika yang dengan yang Nazul tu
Ataupun nanti akan ada buat SketchUp model kan? So you potong daripada SketchUp kan?
Boleh juga.
Nanti tengok balik yang previous board ni. Kalau I tengok dia buat ada elevation dengan ada gambar-gambar bangunan dengan gambar pokok. So yang tu you kena decide macam mana nak buat yang tu. Okay, ni sebab dia nak tengok ketinggian buildings dengan pokok and so on. How is the relation? Okay. Okay, next.
yang ni human culture. Yang first part yang ni people movement and public space.
Okay.
Ada labelkan the pedestrian, staircase, entrance dan sitting dia. Lepas tu sini I decided nak letak gambar-gambar untuk sitting by entrance apa tu lah. Tapi gambar entrance I tak letak lagi sebab I nak cari pintu dia tu tak dapat cari lagi.
How do you differentiate between movement for the people and vehicle? okay, you are using the dotted lines untuk indicate the pedestrian, right?
Yeah.
And then for the bike,
For the bike, I label for the places that have usually people's biking there, because I see the photo. There's a lot of bicycle at the site. So
why
I
don't
label.
you differentiate? Why don't you differentiate the circulation? I mean, there are bicycle track, there are pedestrian walkway, right? And then
Because
vehicle
pedestrian
access.
walkway is not that much.
I know, tapi perhaps we can differentiate using colors. Let's say you are using yellow colors for the vehicle, and then you are using um, red color for the bike punya way.
But the pedestrian walkway, I don't think have too much.
I think because perhaps this one is done by Andika kan, the AutoCAD file, betul?
Oh yeah. Yes.
And then he haven't indicated the bicycle track and so on. Let's say there is bicycle track over here, and then you will have pedestrian walkway over here. That's what I mean, because we want to indicate where is the starting of this bicycle track and where does it end it. Because it can be used for you to propose your action plan later. Let's say you want to propose bicycle track to be continuous over here and over here, for instance. So it can be part of your action plan later. Okay.
Okay. And Doctor, I want to ask for this.
Click the one, the cursor, I think. Boleh? Alright.
And for this plan, I just use 600 meter, or I supposed to use 1 kilometer.
Okay, I want you to standardize. Let's say Hajar is using 200, 200, 200, right?
Yeah.
Oh, so you are using the same thing, 200, 400, and 600. Is it?
But I stop at 600 because if I use until one kilometer, it's too large, I think.
Okay, let's say if you want to stick on 600, you need to justify why. Okay, let's say you want to say that the 600 is enough to cover because everything is located within the 600 radius. So
Yeah.
the man-made and also the nature features also stop at 600. Okay, but Hajar, she can expand because she is doing the context. So she is looking in micro and macro. So she can expand more. But yours is you want to stop at 600, and then Nazul and Apina, you need to stop at 600 too. Okay? You want to standardize. Boleh tak?
Right. Boleh.
Okay?
Okay,
Tapi Hajar dia boleh expand lagi because she is doing on the context. We want to see the overall context. And even tadi saya cakap macam Hajar tu dia boleh expand sampai Anjung Nusajaya. Let's say. Yang tu 3 kilometers. So you kena tengok two aspect lah, micro and macro. Okay? Okay, can you get the data for the activities? Morning to night?
Yeah, the morning, many people go for walking, so they are usually at this place,
Okay.
at the Sunway Mall and the X Park. And in the afternoon, 12 p.m. to 5 p.m., the X Park is started to operate, and they go to the mall for lunch.
The bullet indicated the activities, right? But what kind of activities? Is there any difference in terms of, let's say, some are doing the recreational activities, some are doing the shopping, some are working. Is there any difference?
For afternoon,
Hmm.
yeah, got a difference.
That's why I was talking about the legend that showing different colors and so on. So we want to indicate, okay, for afternoon, people usually go to the Sunway Big Box to have lunch, but nobody goes to the Sunway Oval Track for recreation. But in the morning, they go to the Sunway Oval Track for recreation. So there is a differences between different activities. Okay, so
So I should differentiate by the color of this circle in the
boleh.
each afternoon, morning, and night. Yeah.
And then you provide the legend. Let's say green is for recreational activities, and then yellow for what activities. So we want to know where is the location of the activities, what type of activities, and also when does it happen. Let's say, okay.
All right. And for the evening, they usually gathered at the X Park and Sunway Mall for the outdoor activities like kayaking and go-kart and other stuff. And besides, they also go to the mall for the dinner. And at night, they usually gathering at the cafe near the Sunway X Park and the Sunway Mall.
Okay.
And these are the recreation activities that I can find at our site, including the aqua, archery, ATV, winter. Yeah, these are all the links. Yeah,
So those are the legend, right? Are you going to put the legend?
I going to
Or you
put this
just
below the picture, but I didn't do it yet.
okay, or you can use numbering. Let's say aqua walk is number 1. So where does it happen in your map? And then at the images you put another one. For instance, this one is 1. And then it happened here. And then it happened here. Let's see. Okay, so it will be more clear.
I understand.
Or aqua walk can be over here. So you just want to know where does the activity happens. Okay?
Right.
Right.
And for the negative developers that I can found now is just yeah, they got some noise pollution here and wild animals and got foreigners and whispering.
What is the image showing the people using the bicycle?
Foreigner.
So what is wrong with them? What's wrong with them?
Not in the bike lane.
They are using the vehicle lane not because of they are foreign workers kan? Is it?
Yeah.
Dia tak guna ni, apa ni, vehicle punya road yang dah disediakan tu. Kat sebelah tu je. Tu
Okay.
kat main road kan. A bit,
I'm
a
not
bit.
supposed to put this for the negative context.
Oh, okay. I thought you were mentioning about they are foreign workers. And then that's why it is negative. Kan eh?
Tak.
Takut you racist. Okay.
And for the demographic, I only have the 11 responses, and 100% of them are 19 to 30 years old. So I think this one just for
Only 11% responded.
yeah,
What happened to another 9?
I don't know.
Nobody's there. Or you are too shy to give your questionnaire to people.
Because last time when they go to start, they don't have enough time collecting. But topic say he will do it tomorrow.
Dia nak pergi lagi?
Yes.
Oh, aku malas sekali.
Ah,
Esok cuti kan?
tu ambil kesempatan tu nak pergi lagi.
Okay. Kalau you nak pergi esok, you boleh bezakan what are the activities during hari tu kita pergi masa
Weekend.
tapi hari tu pun weekend juga. Esok
Ni
public holiday.
Public holiday kan?
Sama. Tak apalah. Kalau tak, I nak suruh you bezakan public holiday dengan during apa tu? Weekdays.
Kita orang nanti observe nanti. Try cari dia punya beza. Kalau ada lah.
Itulah. Hari Rabu ada kelas Rabu ada kelas?
Ada.
Ada.
Okay. Tak apalah. Okay. So, what have you got from this 11 respondents?
11 respondents for the ethnicity. The Malay is 3 and 6%. Indian is 5.1% and Chinese is 27 and 3%. And age group 100%, 19 to 30. And the reason they come here mostly for working and shopping. The industry is the most industry that they include is the services.
Okay.
And the gender is 53.6% male and 36.4% female. And most of them are Islam. And they usually come here at the noon. They come here most of them with their friends. And the family size mostly 4 to 6. And they come here with their car. And they think the safety level in Medini Iskandar is 4. Right?
What is 4? Acceptable.
Safety level in Medini Iskandar.
No, I mean, what is 4? 4 is, what is it? Is it acceptable? Most acceptable? Something like that?
Yeah.
Is it? Okay.
And most of them are support to build more training centers, research center, and office buildings there.
Okay.
And the interesting place that they think in Medini is Legoland.
Okay, Legoland is situated, how far is it? I think 5 kilometers from your site. Yang tu masuk, tadi Hajar boleh masukkan dalam you punya landmark. Because if stated here that they were saying about Legoland. Okay, so you need to cover dekat 5 kilometer radius lah, Hajar.
Legoland tu memang masuk dalam 5 km. Oh, okay. Then boleh. Okay.
Nanti you check sebab hari tu Aiman dia nak buat building tu, dia pilih Legoland punya building. And then I asked him to check the location.
Okay.
And then he said that it is located 4 kilometers from your site. Okay.
Okay.
And the respondent thinks Medini Iskandar is very attractive. Yeah, and for the teachers, they think Medini is developing rapidly. Only one approach
Okay.
For the last question, if you decided to move to Medini, do you think there will be an increase expenses? That's all.
Okay, this alright. Okay, all these responses you can save it as your data collection because you tengok the perspective of the people. There is nothing interesting here. They only came here for the Legoland. So those are the things that can be one of your issues there. There's nothing interesting to bring people to go to the site. So how do you want to make it more interesting? Or how do you want to propose your action plan or master plans to make it more attractive so that people will come there and have the entertainment and so on. Okay. And for instance, let's say they usually bring their friends to this to the nearby area. Why it is only their friends? How about people with families, with children and so on? Why don't they bring their children and so on to that side? Okay, so those are the things that you can gather as your information that can be used in order for you to further develop your ideas later. Okay, so yang tu semua kena tulis, right?
And lastly, for the store, it's quite same with last week. Suitable location, surrounded with natural environment, and strong community, and buildings I add some noise pollution, anti-land, wild animals, and no religious activities near the site. And the opportunity is to provide experiential view for local community and tourists, and how positive and improve the negative of features on the site, develop the economy of the area and more disabled friendly. And the threat is lack of safety and security are concerned at the site and possibility of littering of waste from irresponsible. So
Okay. Alright, thank you. Or Haja, about the religious activities or religious place, where is the most? Where's the temple?
Dia tak ada dalam tu lagi. Dia dalam boundary tu tak ada lagi. Tapi
How far
tak
is it from the location, from your site location?
tak silap from yang apa tu? Ni saya refer yang master plan dia yang daripada yang dia punya yang dia dah buat tu. Dia saya share screen. Okay. Dia dekat sini yang colour dia cakap mosque, dia dekat sini dekat yang colour orange. Dengan sini. Tapi sini macam tak ada lah, macam tak wujud lagi dia.
Yang Masjid Putra tu?
Tak sure ada.
Masjid Putra nama dia. Masjid Iskandar ke? Saya tak ingat nama dia. So, you tengok dia punya radius tu berapa kilometer dia punya site. So, I think yang Hajar punya, dia kena expand to 5 kilometers kan? So, the radius tu, perhaps yang you buat bulat-bulatan tadi tu, perhaps you ambil 1 kilometer. 2 kilometer.
Every... Okay,
Dia bukan jadi 200. Yang 200 meter each tu, it can be applied for Afina, Nazu and Yingwei. Boleh tak? Yang tu sebab dia dah mikro. Yours is macro. Okay?
Okay. Tapi nanti masjid ni nak kena check balik dia dah wujud ke belum. Like within the boundary tu. Masjid ni. Tak sure lah dia dah wujud ke tak.
You search je nama masjid tu, you search dekat Google. Kalau ada dia akan keluar gambar dia.
Okay, nanti saya check.
Doktor nak tanya, kalau kan nanti makro tu 5 kilometer dan micro tu 1 kilometer kan. So yang untuk saya Nazu punya board tu, bolehkah kita ambil 600 meter ataupun kita kena ambil juga 1 km?
Itu dia cakap kalau you kata 600 meter tu is already a lot of thing that can be found within the 6 meter radius tu, you just ambil yang tu je lah. Dia ambil 6 meter radius macam tadi. Okay, tapi it should be standardized. Work within the group. So kalau you buat 600, so Nazu and Afina pun kena use the same radius tu. Okay. Next. Okay, Hong. Are you talking? Hong? Are you speaking now? Okay. Hong, you need to unmute. Are you speaking now?
Okay, doctor.
Okay.
Oh, can you hear me? I just found the unmute button.
Okay.
Because for the previous semester, I rarely use Webex.
Okay.
Okay, so okay. So for my part is the climate. So okay. So as referring to the seniors work, the first thing here will be the general analysis of the climate on the site, the sun orientation, and also the wind direction. But I haven't done it since the micro plan is still changing, and I'm using the micro plan here. And then the next here on the right will be the sun path diagram, and then this sun path diagram is show that the middle line here showing the one of the day, which is the 16 March, and then this will also be shown in the 3D sun path here.
The 3D one is not yours yet, right?
Sorry?
The 3D part is not yours yet, right?
Not the
actual one.
not
This
the
one.
how to say not the site yet.
Okay.
Basically it's just for the understanding about all the sun path, how to read the sun path, I think.
But later when
Later,
somebody
Later I have another shadow casting here for the site model.
Okay. But the upper one,
The
it
other
should
one,
be your own site model too, right?
if
Because this one it has a lot of high rises and so on, but not in our site.
yeah.
Our site is quite empty, so the shadow casting is different.
Yeah, no, doctor. This part I'm just trying to how to say the diagram here. The main intention here is to show how to understand the sun path and also how the shadow pattern goes on the
It's sample only, right?
different direction. The sample just for understanding, and then later on here I will be putting our site model and then show all the shadow casting throughout the day and also throughout the months.
Who are going to do the site model? SketchUp?
I think it's a group one.
Is it?
Saya.
Okay. Andika akan buat Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So for this part, it's just explaining about how the sun rises and how the shadow being casted. And then for the wind diagram, the diagram is overlaid on the micro plan, and then showing the wind from different direction and the amount and also the speed. Then here will be another graph showing the wind speed throughout the day, and it's from 12 a.m. until 11 p.m.
Is this data taken from the site visit last time?
No. Wait. Doctor, here is the file that I did all for to get the data.
Oh, this one that you said about the
this one
10 years difference,
yeah.
right? Okay.
Wait. This one, the first one here. Here is the data for the temperature, and then this is for the monthly one, and then throughout the 10 years lah.
Throughout the 10 years, what is the difference? Is there any huge difference?
What?
Throughout the 10 years, how do you find the graph? Is there any huge differences between the last 10 years until today?
How to say, doctor? Okay.
Because this one, the one that you have put in your presentation board is only 3 hours interval, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But you also have done the 10 years punya graph kan? So is there any huge differences? I think there are.
Hey, doctor, but
Because,
that is actually I think it's actually different thing. Because the first there are two kind of graphs that I'm doing. The first one is the graph over a year, which is the data showing is the monthly one, and then the other graph I'm doing the graph with the data over a day, and then the data showing is every 3 hours in the interval. And then the purpose I'm doing this kind of graph is that the first graph, the monthly graph, I can understand which month will be having the highest temperature and so on. And then for the graph over a day, I can know throughout the day which time will the temperature get to the highest or lowest and so on. So by knowing all this, maybe we can apply it into the design, like based on the sun orientation and so on.
What is the blue line? Feels temperature?
From the website, it says feels temperature, and I think it's kind of like the surface temperature, the touching one.
Feels temperature. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I'm doing these two graphs, and then for the monthly graph, I take the data from the past 10 years.
Actually, I want to see something like when you did the 10 years observation, is there any huge differences between the temperature? Let's say the place once were forest, so perhaps the temperature is lower than today, because today it has no shading devices, shading area that can dissolve the sun penetrate into directly to that area. That's why I'm asking you, is there any huge differences between once it was a forest until today?
So meaning that if I want to find out the difference, then I have to do a graph for the maybe the last year and then compare with another.
If you can find out, is there any huge differences between the past 10 years until today?
It actually can be found because how to say, I can do a graph for the past 2020, and then I can also find out the graph for the year of 2011 or more earlier. It's okay, but like that I'm just doing 1 year data. Yeah. First, for this graph is like understanding how the temperature changes for the nearest 10 years. Is for understanding and not the comparing. So what Dr. one is to compare, is it?
Okay. Oh, this one is average, right?
So this is all this data is the average data taken
Ah,
over the 10 years.
okay.
Meaning I add all the data for the 10 years and then I average it and then I get it for January, 10 January, 10 January average and then get 30.4, 10 February and then 31.3 like that.
Okay. What I'm asking was something like the maximum temperature for a year, let's say in between 10 years time. What is the difference between the maximum temperature for a day?
If
Let's
want
say.
to find out only the difference, then how to say, I can directly read from here. It's like the 2020, the maximum temperature for January is 30, and then for the previous year is for the 2011 is just 29.
Okay. Is there anything that
Changed greatly, is it?
uh-uh.
So far I don't see.
The same thing, right?
It's
So
almost the
okay
same.
lah. Okay lah. I thought there is the differences between once it was a forest and then suddenly it changed to some empty land. So there might be differences. But if there is no,
From what I see throughout the 10 years is almost the same.
betul.
So if there is any great difference, that I have to show in the board.
Better lah.
Okay.
So we can see the differences between having the forest, having the shading devices, the trees as shading devices, and then how it reflects to the empty land nowadays. Let's say if you can find it. Kalau tak ada, tak apalah.
Okay.
Right.
Because for right now the board is kind of like for me is already complex. If I want to add in more things, that I have to make the graph really small.
Okay lah. Kalau tak ada, tak payah.
Okay, so for the graph here, there's two kinds as I mentioned just now. So what I did is the temperature and then the rainfall.
How about the data that they have gained from the site visit?
The data from the site visit, we didn't they didn't measure the data on the site. They just measure the sensory load.
Okay.
Because what I'm worrying is that if I request them to measure on the site, and it will be very burden because for all the workbases they have to measure their own site, right? If we have to do like that.
I thought they are doing the same measurement for all workbases.
It's like taking the at the center point of the site of all the workbases, is it?
All the 5 workbases are using the same measurement, right?
I know the same one is for the sensory, but I'm not sure if they got measure for the site.
Kalau kononnya Hong nak request untuk esok boleh lah kita orang pergi site untuk kira.
Because in my opinion, I think that it's not necessary to measure on the site because what I say is that measuring on the site is like I'm just taking one data and the data can be varied and it's not like the sample data is not big, so it's not accurate for me. I think from what I read from maths in STPF, they say the sample data is not big, then the data won't be accurate.
I know because that one is basically based on that specific day. Let's say it is a rainy day, and then you got the different measurement.
So yeah, because I feel like maybe it won't be an accurate one, so it's not necessary to waste their energy to do this. So I just take from the internet and then I do the graph here. So, but if doctor requests for the graph, then I do it.
I know the data. It is more reliable because of they have collected all the data and then they have averaged it, something like that, right?
Yeah.
But perhaps just to show that we have gone to the site and we have done the work. And then
Okay.
something like that.
Okay.
How about the luminance?
Huh?
Yang bawah sekali tadi. And the one that you have put the question mark.
Oh, this one the human comfort level, I haven't
Luminous.
find it yet. Yeah.
Luminous, I think they have taken the measurement, right? Siapa tadi Akmal? During your site visit?
Jadi saya, tu group 2 punya road tu. Dia yang apa ni, handle luminance.
Ada.
Ada, tapi dia tak key in lagi dia punya ni. Dia punya data.
Group 2? Dua
Ah,
ni.
tak, ada road 2 yang apa ni, yang handle benda tu.
Another Workbase lah.
Another Workbase.
So you can get from the another Workbase phone. That's why, perhaps
Yeah.
some of the data you can get from the data that have gained from the site, and some you can just take it from internet sources. But did you put the sources,
Yeah.
the references?
Here's the source.
Okay, right, okay.
Yeah.
But
Because
it stated that it is in Johor Bahru, right?
yeah, it's Johor Bahru.
Okay.
Is doctor, is it really need to do another graph that we with the data that we measure ourselves? If yes, I can just add in, I think.
Tahu tak nak alih kan?
Add in another 3 graph to show it's like maybe compare with the data that I collect from the internet, I think.
Boleh? You
So-
tengok dulu whatever data that they have key in, and then you can just tengok dia sama tak, lebih kurang tak?
So
Kalau
for the data on site, if I take from the
Okay.
root one, is it okay?
Let's say if you have taken it from from the site visit, you just state there the exact date. Data is taken on 20th
Okay.
March 2021. Okay,
Okay.
just to state that you have
Source.
gone to the site.
So how to say it is? So is it necessary for them to measure again on the site, or I can just directly take from the sensory route?
We divided them into the route because
I know.
the equipment is not enough.
Yeah.
So, and then the differences is really because the site is located next to each other, so you can just take whatever they have done.
Okay. So they don't have to measure again. I just take one of the road that is closest to the site. The data, then I plot the graph.
Because I think for tomorrow, Akmal and Taufik, you just go there to
Take
snap
photo.
take photos only.
Okay.
The
So
things that you have missed.
so I just take from the sensory
And then
route.
you just state it was taken on 16th March 2021. That's
Okay.
all. Okay?
All right. Okay. So actually for this human comfort level, I haven't really completed yet. Just halfway. So what I'm planning to do right now is like I change the I take the senior one and I change it up. So what I'm trying to show here is that the comfort level at the center, throughout the bar, the center is the most comfort level. So for the comfort value, I will list out at the back here. And then for the data inside the box here will be the data on the side, get from the side. And then from this, we can see how the data that we get relate with the comfort value. So
Comfort value is the standardized, right?
the
Standard value, right?
Yeah.
And then the one that you have shown in the skill bar.
In the skill box,
indicate-
get from the data from the graph. Maybe I can change it to the site data later.
Okay, you see the site data first,
Mhm.
and then tengok apa difference dia. Kalau dia terlampau besar, let's say during the day that they went to the site visit, it was a rainy day, so perhaps the temperature drop.
What I see is that in the morning is 38, and then until the afternoon is 20 something.
Okay.
Yeah.
But this one is the average temperature. This one is the one that you have taken from internet, right?
What I written here right now is the data taken from internet.
Okay. But it doesn't indicate when is it taken, right? Or
It's
it's
taken
24 hours.
24 hours and also throughout the 5 years, and I take 1 day from each month.
Okay. Okay. if that's so, you just see whatever your friends has written during the site visit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then you compare.
So for the human comfort level here, the data, is it better to put the data from the site visit or just take the internet one?
Can we just put both? This one,
Both.
because this one is average, and then you have the data from your friends is basically on the specific day.
Okay. So is it okay if I put both?
You need to put some legend, or how do you want to present it?
Maybe how to say this one, the box I can cut it into half, and then one on the top, one on the bottom, and then showing the how to say with legends showing different color to show how to say one legend is for the average data that I get, and another one is the data from the site.
Boleh?
Okay.
So you will say that this one is taken from the internet sources, this one is taken from the site visit.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then mainly the bar here is to show the data, is it higher than the comfort or lower than the comfort?
Oh, is it? Sorry?
No,
So-
the bar here, the intention of the intention of doing this bar is that to show
Okay.
how the data is the data that we get higher than the comfort value or lower than the comfort value.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Why did you use that color?
Huh?
The one, the very colorful one?
Where? What colorful?
The
You can
skill.
use the rainbow color one. Because I think will be not suitable for this board. It's for aesthetic actually.
Because I think the one that the rainbow color is indicated something like yang after this you are using the Velux something, right? So the Velux scale tu akan indicate the comfort level.
Okay, now later I try to put it in and see how is it lah.
Tengoklah kalau buruk tak payahlah. I know that you don't want to change kan?
No, I will try it. Maybe it's not really that bright lah, but with that kind of color also.
Okay.
And then this part will be the shadow casting and waiting for the model. And then this part for the natural disaster, since as I mentioned in the previous creed, is the flash flood, but exactly on the side there is no flash flood. So from here I mentioning that maybe Iskana is not a flash flood area yet, but the Johor Bahru district is a flash flood hotspot. So and then stating the several flash flood cases around the Johor Bahru district for the most latest one, which is the January of 2021.
So all the flash flood happened during January 2021.
This is one of the flash flood happened on January, the 1st of January, I think, if not mistaken.
Sepakat Baru and Sentosa Damai, it happened on January. What about Kampung Pasir?
All these three on January.
Okay, alright, okay.
Then I think I will find one more and put here for the latest also. Okay.
What about the shadow casting? Why is it only taken on January, June?
You mean the shadow casting, this one? This one is March, June, and December. Yeah. I didn't type correctly.
March, June.
The June solstice, the 3 line basically. And then here is the possible future issue, and I stated 3. The first is the high exposure to direct sunlight under hot and humid climate, speed up the wear and tear of the external finishes. And then the second one is with the development of Bandini master planning, the site will become more denser and denser, and then will lead to sound pollution and air pollution. The last one will be there's a possibility for Aditi Iskana to become a flash flood area if the development didn't plan nicely. And then here I will put in some graphic still on the way fighting it. And then lastly is the SWOT. The SWOT, I didn't change anything from the previous. Still the same. I think that's it for me.
Alright. Who did this the issue and problem at site?
issue and problem on site?
So less maintenance and so on.
Or I'm not sure. For my part, I just focus more on the climate part, like the direct exposure to sunlight, and then the sound pollution, air pollution.
That's why I'm asking, who did the issues? Let's say there are crime areas
Oh,
or the place is too.
should be in human culture.
Is there anybody covering under human culture? Oh, supposed to ada kan? Supposed to be ada on the
I'm not sure.
socio-cultural, people, movement and public spaces.
Ya, yang negatif tu kan.
Yin Wei.
Ya. Kan tadi I show dah kan.
Yes. So I just stop sharing.
Okay. So in way you will cover let's say there are vandalism happens or crime happens over there or the place is lack of maintenance, that's why it is full of dependent of the shops and so on. Is it will be covered by you in way? On the social issues.
The social issues.
Mm-mm.
Is it the future issues or just for now?
Right now, the existing, the current situation.
Yeah, I showed just now. Yeah.
Or there's not many issues over there.
Not much issues there. Just littering.
Something like that. Littering one, and then the place is too dia terlampau sunyi, and then lack of maintenance. What else? Very good. Nanti you tambah lah.
Yeah.
Okay, slide next. Siapa?
Saya.
Asha, okay.
Nampak tak?
Okay, on the slide.
Okay. So untuk part tropical design element, so untuk tropical design element ni saya susun dalam board dulu. Saya tak dapat 3D site model lagi. So ni kita tunggu 3D site model dulu baru boleh buat yang tropical design element ni. So akan letak kat sini step letak ni. So untuk lepas tu next
Sekejap. On the tropical design element, what are the things that you want to show? Is it the same thing as Hong's before?
this one macam ni.
Ni sebenarnya dia tunjuk apa? Is it the same as Hong's punya yang shadow casting tadi?
Macam sama dengan apa yang orang tunjuk tadi.
Humor. You tengok balik yang senior sini punya, yang bahagian Hong.
Bahagian Hong?
Tak, yang ni. Ni senior punya kan? Tengok yang Hong punya. Bahagian Hong punya. Dia tunjuk shadow casting macam mana?
Bahagian apa?
Microclimate.
Board 6, number 6.
6. Ada saja.
Oh, the differences is only shadow casting yang Hong ni supposed to be 3D model.
This one.
But Asha punya tu physical model kan?
Physical model,
Tapi dia sebenarnya sama.
Or I just remove it and replace with the graph.
Boleh. So it cannot be redundant because this batch they have produced this physical model,
Yeah.
kan? But not yours. So perhaps Asha can take the shadow casting part, and then Hong just add on whatever that is missing tadi lah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, no problem.
Alright. So Asha will adjust this one to your board.
Okay, so tak kat sini. Tak kat sini.
Okay.
So kita nak tunggu 3D side model dulu. Lepas tu next susun ni ikut sini ni sebenarnya. So next ni is building studies. So type of window, so saya bahagikan macam ni. Sana apa nama? Straight bawah untuk setiap building. So ni first.
Kejap.
Yes.
What is the first building?
Majlis Pemandaran Bandar Puteri.
Yang mana satu yang ambil ni?
Ni. Kita punya tingkat ni. Dekat ni.
Okay, you only choose one tingkap kan? Oh, sorry.
Lama. Tak boleh.
Okay, you have chosen this tingkap ataupun yang the frontage tadi. Because you have provided 2 images. So that's why I'm asking which one do you prefer?
Okay, ni.
Okay, because after this you are going to do the simulation kan? So you ambil level mana? Is it the second level or the third level? It's only one level. Kalau you tengok you punya senior sekejap. Tunjuk yang you punya senior.
Senior. Macam? Ni.
Okay, you tengok you punya seniors ni, it's only one level. Macam ni kan? Okay, katalah I ambil level 3, let's say. Tapi dia kena cakap kenapa you ambil level 3. For instance, dia only want to this part. Dia ada apa tu, all the wings yang sebagai sharing device ni kan. So that's why dia ambil yang this part, and then to do the simulation, you need to provide this one on SketchUp. So dia buat box ni and then the shading device. So same as yours. Allah, sorry dah. Tengok you punya.
Okay.
That's why I'm asking you, which one do you prefer? This one or this one? Because this one is different type of windows.
The middle one.
Let's say you want to put this one. Okay, so you need to provide this box with this window.
Okay.
Window tu. Okay, sebab kita buat simulation nanti. On this upcoming Thursday, Dr. PC will teach you how to do the simulation using Villa.
Dah download dah. Install dah.
Okay. So you need to choose which one do you want. If you go for this one, yang ni je lah. Yang ni tak ada. Okay.
Baik.
And then you need to know, it's better if you can find out what is the, ni berapa meter. Katakan you ambil satu level ni, let's say you ambil lobby saja. So lobby tu katalah 5 meter. Sorry, 6 meter. And then dia punya lebar 3 meter. 4 meter. So you lukis yang box ni je. Okay?
So yang ni kat sini. So yang ni apa ni kena ada location of the building kan. So ni kena ada. So kena ada sketches. So letak kat tengah ni akan jadi dekat gambar close up to the window sepatutnya. And ni sampah diagram untuk the building. So dekat sini akan provide the apa ni sketches yang untuk the elevation dengan section yang elevation dengan section yang kena tu.
Ataupun you boleh buat plan dengan section.
Okay. Plan dengan section. Okay.
Section tu sebab kita tengok what kind of okay, sorry. Buat 3-3 tak apa. Section, elevation of the tingkap tu. Kan? Lepas tu dia punya plan, lepas tu dengan section. Macam mana tingkap tu dia lekat dekat situ.
So section nak ada 3 bahagian. Section, plan dengan elevation.
Okay, let's say yang ni kan. You ambil yang this part je kan? Ni. Betul tak?
Ha.
So ambil yang ni je lah. Walaupun pick up dia. So ambil one part only. That's why we want to know the plan. Kita nak tahu besar mana. Kalau dia lagi besar, lepas tu effect dekat tingkap tu, effect dekat the whole area tu perhaps dia kurang. Okay, tetapi kalau tingkap tu besar tapi di ruang tu lagi kecil, so dia punya tu lain. Okay?
Lepas tu nak tanya ni untuk Sunway Big Box ni kan. Tingkap yang ni ke? Ni kira consider tingkap?
Tu tingkap ke? Itu
Itulah
opening
macam,
kan?
opening. So tak ada tak.
Ada tak part lain? Sebab Sunway Big Box ni besar kan?
Itulah
Part yang memang betul
Saya
tingkap.
rasa macam tutup je semua tak? Ada tak? Tak tahulah saya tak pergi situ. Tapi saya pusing-pusing kat dalam internet tak jumpa kat tingkap ni. Apa yang
Tadi kita buat apa? Housing, VIP, MBIP, housing kan?
VIP,
Kalau you rasa susah, you ambil shop plot.
shop lot. Okey. Saya tukar shop lot
Sebab kalau Sunway Big Box ni besar, then you cannot find out di tingkap.
Okey. So saya tukar shop lot.
Asalkan dia punya function tu lain, okey.
Okey.
Yang ni kalau you nak paling senang, you refer dekat board Dr. PC punya students.
PC.
Dr. PC punya board.
Hmm.
You tengok dekat dia punya okey. Ini yang cakap tadi. Bawah lagi.
Oh, ni.
Okay.
Oh, ni.
So dia just buat box ni je. Sebab kita nak tahu dia punya types of window sahaja. Macam ni. Ni window dia lain. Ni window dia lain kan. So tapi yang ni dia standardizekan dia punya size. Sepatutnya size dia pun lain.
Itulah saya baca brief pun kena ikut size. Size tu.
Okay. So you pilih lah.
Okey.
Sebab tu saya cakap kalau bukan Sunway Big Box tu, yang ni boleh ambil yang shop lot sahaja. Tapi shop lot you tengoklah, you ambil yang level bawah ke ataupun level yang second floor ke, and why?
Kalau yang contoh satu ambil second floor, yang lain tu kena ambil second floor juga ke?
Tak.
Tak.
You just indicate why did you choose that particular ni. Macam MBIP tu, MBIP is very huge. Kenapa you ambil part yang belakang instead of part yang depan? So, you kena justify lah. Kenapa ambil part tu?
Kenapa ambil part tu?
Okay.
Okey. So kat sini akan jadi data academics yang existing. Lepas tu kat bawah ni apa nama action plan untuk kita propose alternative.
Action plan siapa?
Saya juga kat sini.
Okay, action plan ni not only you yourself only, sebab yang ni action plan is very something which is very huge. You kena bincangkan the whole workbase. Because action plan and design synthesis is not basically based on your data of luminance, shadow casting and so on. It is not basically based on you only. Let's say, kalau katalah Yingwei, she was saying something like there are vandalism happen or littering, they can just littering everywhere. Okay, so the action plan, apa yang nak buat that or people won't litter at that particular area. Okay, so action plan ni you all kena bincang dalam satu workbase yang besar. Macam ni, yang ni part yang paling crucial. Betul lah you nak tambah shading devices dekat which area, ataupun you nak tambah landscaping because you find out that the place is very lack of shading things kan.
Yang ni macam kena improve the building yang kita pilih ni kan.
Okay, yang ni memang sampai simulation ni awak punya part.
Okay.
Tapi lepas tu yang action plan, yang tu semua orang kena bincang.
Ni kira action plan tu yang letak tu luminance, daylight luminance ni. Bawah.
Ni propose alternative
Dia apa ni cari isu and then synthesis. Lepas tu
and then you fikir which one is better kan? Itu pun. Tapi you kena buat simulation dah dulu. before choosing. Because this one, although Asha is doing the simulation, but for your individual punya design later, everyone need to do the simulation. And then you need to propose the best ventilation and the best opening for your building. So everyone need to know how to do the simulation. Okay?
Okay. So tu untuk buat ni, so buat seterusnya ni saya tak sempat susun building. Kat atas ni nak buat saya synthesis kot kat atas. Lepas tu kat bawah untuk permeability and connectivity. Di sebelah dia akan jadi action plan untuk permeability and connectivity tu sebab kita punya connectivity macam tak pernah okey sangat. Lepas tu kat gambar tu
Okay, kejap. Yang permeability and connectivity is part of action plan kan?
Oh. Ni dekat action plan, permeability and connectivity.
Okay.
Action plan untuk permeability and connectivity.
Okay. Yang tu existing. So for the action plan, perhaps dia punya dia kena ada bigger space lah. Sebab action plan tu something yang macam it stand on its own. Yang permeability ni, you want to show the existing kan? Okay. Okay, something like that. Alright. What else? Tak habis kan?
Lepas tu benda apa ni? Ni saya nak tanya. Kan untuk action plan ni kan, contoh yang ni katanya nak tambah contoh nak tambah apa nama berjantas kan untuk sebab dia jauh seberang kan. Lepas tu gambar ni nak cari kat internet je ke macam ikut senior punya ni. Sebab senior punya ni macam dia design dekat tempat tu.
Dia boleh.
Lepas tu
Jadi dia ambil image lepas tu dia photoshop kan? You jangan ambil totally borrowed image but it can be merged. Macam you ambil image, borrowed image and then you add on. Ataupun what you can do is you ambil gambar daripada Taufik ambil tu and then you photoshopkan dia. What are the things that you want to add on? Okay?
Faham? Okay. So
Dia tak adalah totally buat baru macam yang you tengok seniors tu. Dia ambil I think dia ambil borrowed image kan? Macam buat baru.
Macam buat baru.
Tapi sebenarnya memang tak boleh borrow image unless you ditambahkan.
Macam memang buat baru.
Lepas tu dia render. Yelah, sebab tu saya cakap yang ni dia tak boleh seorang untuk fikir. Okay, yang ni kena suara ramai ni. Alright? Okay, what else?
Lepas tu kena tambah dia punya explanation kat tepi. Okay, dah. Tu je untuk kat saya. Terima kasih.
So, habis tepat ke-5.
Grup seterusnya tak ada?
Ada lagi ke?
Grup 4.
Taufik?
Grup saya dengan Akmal.
Macam mana nak stop? Macam mana?
Ke atas.
Okay, dah jumpa. Sorry, terima kasih.
Okay, let's go. Assalamualaikum and a very good evening. Jadi hari ni saya dan Akmal will present about circulation and sensory mapping. Ni kalau refer board from Atom, dia dari senior tu, dia board nombor 4 circulation ni. Jadi sekejap saya share. Okay.
Tapi why you guys don't use this one? You punya numbering tu?
Maksudnya?
Abang cakap sini nombor 1 all the key plan, location plan, and then the second one is neighboring contact. The third one is people, movement and public space. The fourth plan is the sensory route. Ikut yang ni
kita ikut yang ni kot, Dr. Lim.
Memang lain.
Tak silap saya. Yung Wei, betul ke?
Ya, betul. Nombor tu.
Okay. Kalau boleh you ikut yang Dr. ARY lah tulis dalam brief. Ikut dia punya flow.
Oh, kena tukar.
Okay?
Okay. There's just lain.
Because this one is going to be a seminar later. Then the seminar will be consisting of all 4 workbases. So kita nak nampak dia punya flow tu is standardized. Okay?
Tapi aku buat 4 actually.
Okay. So you ikut je yang ARY Lai tunjuk dalam brief.
Okay.
Okay? Right. Okay, Taufik.
So escalation ni saya pergi dengan begitu laju saja. So board 4 ni akan gabung dengan sensory which is dari Hajar. So sensory akan ada kat atas dan baru masuk saya punya tajuk escalation. So escalation ni based on data yang kita dapat dari pergi site. So ada 3 road which is sama dengan workbase lain. Road pertama dari persiaran Medini 2, road kedua adalah persiaran Medini 5 dan road ketiga adalah persiaran Medini 3. So kat sini saya huraikan dengan jadikan dia kita ambil tiga apa ni time yang berbeza untuk detect the density of traffic kat situ. And then saya buat juga gambar view dari side untuk road tu, dari side ke jalan dan dari jalan tu ke side. Yang ni untuk circulation. Kalau yang untuk checkpoint tu dia ada gambar yang lain, nanti aku malah akan terangkan. And then
Taufik kenapa tak pakai 2, 3, 5 instead of 2, 5, 3?
Apa dia?
Jalan tu. Kenapa tak buat road A, Medini 2, road B, Medini 5, Medini 3, road C, Medini 5. So nampaklah flow dia. Tukar.
Okay, jap. And then nanti akan ada yang ni sepatutnya kena buat dua dalam satu road tu kena buat 2 time macam pagi atau petang untuk tengok dia punya apa ni berapa banyak kereta dan berapa banyak pedestrian ataupun vehicle transportation yang lain lalu. So tapi yang ni saya dapat petang je. So ni dah di collect. Nanti kalau esok pergi lagi kita akan collect dia pagi dengan petang lah.
Hari tu petang hujan kan?
Overall untuk tapi lepas pukul 5 tu, lepas pukul 5 nak dekat pukul 6, 7 macam tu baru okey lah macam reda sikit.
Itulah.
Lepas tu time tu lah baru ramai orang masuk nak pergi Sunway tu. Lepas tu Akmal kata, Akmal stay sampai malam. Lepas tu dia macam kata kat situ baru nak hidup tempat tu malam. Sebab ada ramai pergi apa, X-Park tu kan Mal?
X-Park.
Ambil gambar tak yang malam tu?
Masa tu dah rush balik, tak sempat.
Oh, itu penting tu maksudnya malam baru hidup tempat ni.
Esok sampai malam.
Pagi sampai malam? Esok?
Betul dah Taufik.
Ya, main go-kart.
Kerja dulu doktor.
So secara overallnya itulah untuk circulation. Next saya pass ke Akmal untuk sensory mapping.
Sensory dengan road ni lain kan? Yang ni untuk access kan? Betul?
Lain. Cuma jalan dia kita pilih sama lah. Cuma Akmal punya tu dia more to sensory.
Oh, kita bukan ambil yang jalan yang dekat track oval tu
Tapi kalau Dr. Fuad kata macam tu okey je. Sebab ni yang masa mula. Sebab yang workbase lain pun buat macam ni juga untuk sensory mapping. Dia pilih pakai road ni sama.
Jalan sama. Tapi you pergi tak yang dekat oval tu? Sebab oval tu is very different thing.
Kalau korangnya nak boleh je.
Ataupun tambah je road D. Sebab yang tu dia bukan main road. Yang ni kan is very, dia macam menakutkan kan? Sebab I termasuk dekat jalan ni hari tu. Yang ni, this one.
Itu apa ni?
Dia macam
banyak sangat pokok.
very sunyi. Lepas tu macam lack of maintenance kan?
Ah,
So dia different feeling dekat this one. This one macam perhaps the same thing, 1, 2, 3. Ataupun you kata yang ni paling busy. The busiest road is this one because dia ada all this thing over here. Kan?
hmm.
Tapi yang ni pun penting juga sebab dekat kita punya site.
Nanti kita orang pun ambil apa ni? Ambil data kat situ juga kata.
3 lah kot ni untuk
Itulah.
yang sensory mapping. Boleh je.
Ah, ah.
Sebab ni dah ada dah data dia daripada workbase lain.
Okay, so esok pergi yang ni, 2 ni.
Boleh.
Okay, right.
Okay.
Itulah sebab saya cakap tadi yang dah cakap less of maintenance. Yang ni memang tak ada maintenance dekat yang oval, Sunway Oval tu kan. Dia semak samun. And then yang another jalan yang kat tengah-tengah ni, dia macam ke apa lah sini. Dia macam hilang kan hujung tu.
Kat mana?
Tak ada. Yang ni. So esok you pergi 2 jalan ni.
Oh, okay.
Okay? Right. Boleh tak?
Boleh?
Boleh.
Okay.
Kena tekan yang tadi kot. Siapa tadi? Andika kata tekan yang cursor tu.
Dah. Yang ni tu je kan Dr. Fat? Komen Dr. Fat. Saya pass ke Akmal. Sekejap.
Kau try ni. Stop sharing.
Dah Akmal.
Sorry, bising pula.
Ni apa ni? Page 9, 10 dengan 11. Dia cover apa ni? Sensory mapping ah. Macam ni tadi apa ni yang doktor kata jalan ni dah ubah, ya nanti kita orang akan ubah akan apa ni akan tambah. Tapi ni contoh apa yang akan kita orang tunjuk nanti bila dah tambah jalan. Kemudian macam sensory mapping, kita akan pilih satu road, lepas tu akan cari apa ni point 9 checkpoint. So in each checkpoint kita akan cari dia punya wind flow, humidity, temperature dengan luminance. Tapi luminance tak dapat data lagi. So macam ni dia punya apa ni data yang akan di-illustrate lah. Yang ni tak cantik sangat sebab apa ni gambarnya di distort, tapi nanti kita orang akan buat betul-betul yang untuk yang apa ni untuk yang the real buat ni just ni je nak gambaran lah macam mana apa ni data dia apa ni ditunjukkan lah. Macam kononnya wind flow. Jangan ni lah setiap kali indicate lah pukul berapa. Konon yang biru pekat ni lah pukul 10 hingga pukul 11. Lepas tu yang kelabu ni pukul 5 sampai pukul 6. So akan nampak perbezaan dia. Macam kononnya humidity lah. Macam petang tu disebabkan lepas hujan humidity dia apa ni agak tinggi lah. Nampak beza antara apa ni pukul 10 dengan pukul 2 tu. Macam ni lah. Dia dekat 100. Macam temperature pun nampak beza dekat petang juga sebab agak sejuk. Cuma yang illuminance lah tak boleh tak dapat data lagi. So nanti kita orang update untuk next create.
Okay, yang data tu yang specific day kan?
Specific day.
Okay, ataupun siapa tadi Hong, kalau this boards dah ada yang specific day, so you doesn't have to include yang specific day. Nak tak Hong?
Yeah. So I don't have to draw the graph, is it?
The one that you were saying that you want to add on another graph tadi kan? So kalau group ni dah cover on the specific day, tapi Akmal you kena tulis tau yang ni you ambil data that have taken bila hari
Kena
tu.
tunjuk, kena
Tapi
state lah.
dia didn't show the trend throughout the hours.
Apa dia?
But this graph is not showing the trend of the temperature throughout the day.
Sorry. Lagi satu Akmal dia ada checkpoint dia kan? But
Checkpoint.
it's going to be lain Sorry, tak payahlah. You buat lah Hong.
So I still have to do all.
You tengok dulu dia punya data tu. Okay tak?
But the problem, if I have to do, I just realized that the problem here is that for the graph, I only have 3 data.
3 data means
because they measure for the 3
hours.
Different time frame. So I only have 3 data.
Okay. You try buat dulu and then you try tengok dulu kalau letakkan tu sebagai data okey tak? Sebab yang ni Akmal dia buat based on the checkpoints kan?
Yeah.
Okay, but yours is macam general punya dekat site.
Yeah, but there will be only 3 plot on the graph.
Yelah dia macam pagi, tengah hari, petang only kan?
Yeah.
Kalau you nak tambah macam tu jugalah. You just state data is taken on 19.
Okay.
Okay.
Try to do it. Yeah.
And then okay Akmal. That's
Yeah.
why tadi I want you to ambil these two data. Yang ni 1, 2 ni kan. Because nanti bila you ada site over here, you kan nak propose the frontage and so on kan. So that's why you need to know these two. Sebab yang ni paling dekat dengan you punya site 3 ni.
Sekejap doktor, saya apa ni? Saya zoomkan sekejap. Sekejap, macam mana nak keluar dari dalam ni?
Escape. Apa tadi dia kata tekan cursor tu.
Shortcut dia apa?
Tanya Andika.
Buat kecil sangat ni. Nak zoom sikit.
Dekat tak ada ke tab, ada tab gambar memandang semua tu.
Okay.
Tekan gambar cursor.
Oh. Sekejap. Ya, doktor. Dekat sikit. Tak boleh padam. Ni. Okay, doktor.
Okay. Sekejap Okay, that's why tadi aku cakap kena ambil sini,
Okay.
sini. Sebab this one is 3 different road because you are proposing something over here. So this one is going to be your proposed frontage. Let's say I want to do the frontage over here only because this one is the busiest road. Ataupun somebody wants to take the frontage which is less busy. So that's why yang ni penting 3 jalan ni. So yang sensory you boleh buat yang ni. Okay, tapi yang overall tadi, yang in general ambil yang besar tadi kan. Yang tu sebab kita tak ada alat tadi tu kan. Yang ni yang overall.
So yang data tu ni fokuskan dekat ni yang road yang merah ni
Esok you boleh dapat ke alat?
Tadi tanya Reza, dia kata dia tak pulangkan lagi barangnya dekat ni, Dr. Azhar. Still ada dekat dia. So besok boleh guna barang.
Kalau boleh dapat, you buat lah.
Okay, boleh
Kalau
doktor.
tak, you pakai yang tu je. Okay?
Ya, tidak padam. Yang ni apa ni sensory mapping yang apa ni akan diplot. Macam apa ni kalau tengok dekat graf ni kan ada checkpoint 1 sampai 9. So kita orang akan illustrate apa yang kita orang observe dekat checkpoint 1. Kalau dekat apa ni sensory eye ni apa yang kita nampak, apa yang bau, rasa dengan dengar dengan ni dapat touch itu yang kita orang akan letak nanti lepas ni. Macam ni pun apa ni daripada yang next ni apa gambar checkpoint. Gambar checkpoint orang buat susunan daripada atas ke bawah ni. Macam ni checkpoint 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Tapi tak tahu kalau korangnya boleh mana lagi better ke bawah ke atau ke kanan. Untuk tunjuk ni gambar checkpoint. Nanti kita akan figure out juga. Lepas tu ni legends. Legends ni apa ni kira kita nak indicate sense apa ni macam fokuskan lagi dia punya sense tu dekat dia punya sensory mapping dia punya dekat illustration tu lastly dia punya elevation from dia punya checkpoint macam konon checkpoint sini kan, so akan ada elevation daripada checkpoint 1 sampai ke checkpoint 9. Ni contoh ada punya gambar dia elevation dia.
Okay, tapi okay lah, saya rasa better alihkan yang checkpoint tu biar dekat dengan site. Ataupun ambil yang the busiest road tu boleh sebab nanti kita akan tukar site tu kan. Tunjuk site.
So elevation dia akan ada kat sini semua ni.
Besarkan. Kalau boleh, you buat checkpoint tu sini. Boleh tak?
Macam itulah dia punya checkpoint. Macam setiap road dia akan ada 9 checkpoint hari tu. Macam yang dekat main road ni 9, yang dekat
Oh,
oval
memang ada. Ni memang ada kat sini. Okey lah.
nanti
Semua yang ni tak ada kan?
yang dekat situ dengan oval tak ada. Sebab dah ambil jalan besar. Dia literally ambil
Oh.
jalan besar.
So kalau boleh ambil lah. Tapi ni bahaya sikit ni.
Yang
Elok.
mana doktor? Oh ni, ini.
Yang ni kan macam scary sikit.
Ah,
Okay, yang tu pun you kena tahu. Nanti you bagi tahu Yingwei untuk dia letak dalam social issues. Dia macam lack of maintenance, macam tempat tu macam hidden from anybody. Lepas tu dia ada potential untuk crime punya area. Let's say. Sebab dia tak ada maintenance. Boleh?
boleh doktor.
Okay. Okay, sekarang ni. Okay, I think everybody has presented kan. We want to decide the best site for you guys for your project 2. Akmal besarkan jap. Sorry. Boleh tak besarkan lagi? Okay. Kenapa Akmal punya dah betul?
Betul apa doktor?
Sorry.
Tak,
I thought yang this one.
Ni saya
Okay,
pinjam
this one.
mobil lain.
Dia tengok dia punya site ni sebab basically ada benda ni. Ada this track tu. So that's why dia ambil site sini. Okay. So ours is going to be something yang lebih kurang. Tapi yang tadi macam Andika kena check balik yang dia punya ni. Area yang tepi ni kan. I am proposing kita buat somewhere over here. So, okay tak? Ada tak yang lagi prefer buat sini? Which one do you prefer? Merah ke biru? Okay, siapa yang nak merah? Ni tanda ni. Buat reaction. Good. Thumbs up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Semua lah kot. Okay, so kalau semua, kita akan buat this one. Okay, tapi Andika, you have to make sure that it is 1.07 acre macam yang before this. Okay, boleh Andika? Kita buat macam ni
Okey doktor.
Right, so macam lebih kurang dia je. Dia pun sama, dia buat sini 12, sini semua 6. So kita pun 12, 6. Tapi Andika kena indicate tadi tu yang bicycle lane, pedestrian walkway. Okay? Boleh. Right, so okay, you can stop sharing. I think this is the end of the quick session. So okay, I think everybody has presented and then you have other progress. Definitely. Thank you very much for your progress. So after this, you just amend based on the comments given. But I think the first thing first, Andika kena betulkan you punya site so that you can distribute it to everybody. Okay? Is there any question?
Doktor boleh tak tunjukkan balik apa ni QR code? Tak sempat scan.
Tu je, siapa sudah datang lambat?
Ingatkan ada link baru setiap ni.
Sama. Okay, dia bagi 2 saat. 1, 2 dah. Okay, so if there is no any other question, so I think class dismiss here. So if you have anything or any existing, you just PM me to WhatsApp, okay?
Okay, doktor.
Dah. Okay, siapa lagi? Baru 6. Internet
Ya.
slow. Asha tak hadir.
Dah boleh tutup dah, boleh tutup.
Kejap.
Taufik, you nak checklist ke untuk esok?
Tak apa. Kita apa ni
Okay.
buat checklist sama-sama malam ni.
Okay.
Ya.
Asha dah
So esok.
nama.
So whatever missing tu, pasal Taufik nak kena belanja lagi lah tu. Apa? Dengan Akmal, tak access chicken. Kumpul dua
Saya ikut apa ni
Burger
Taufik
King.
ya.
Burger King. So Asha kumpul RM5 seorang bagi Taufik.
Allah.
Terima kasih Syah.
Okay, saya kumpulkan, saya tak payah.
Siapa attendance baru 6 ni? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay dah. Alright, so I think that's all for today. Thank you very much for your participation. So hopefully I can see more progress after this, okay? Alright, thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thank you,
Bye
Dr.
bye. Good night.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
Doktor. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Doktor.
Bye-bye.